first name Kohlberger. I forgot his first name.
Doesn't matter.
The killer of those Utah.
Idaho.
Oh God, he was sentenced today, and he's got 4 life terms. And I see in the cards, oh, he's going to feel bad because he's probably going to end up not in general population because everybody's going to want to kill him. But he's probably going to have to spend the rest of his life like a cave dweller all alone. And that's the end of my psychic soup moment. We can get to some readings.
All right, well, first I want to welcome everybody. I'll remind you this show is for informational and educational purposes only. And if you're international, we will give you live international shout outs. Don't you worry, because the show's available to people around the world. So
and it's the wee hours of the morning.
it depends on where you are, or yes, or could be middle of the day. It depends on where you are on this globe, this rock that we live on, what that time will be. All right, but though, before, when Miss Deborah is done with her reading, before you go, I'm going to draw you a bonus card from another deck. It's an oracle deck, has nothing to do with her method. And this deck is Archangel Michael's Sword of Light deck. So I will draw you a single random card. It'll be very quick. And I'll read you the message from Archangel Michael himself. So that's all I got to say about that. So let's get the show on the road. All right, we're going to go ahead and go to our first caller.
All right, I'm all set.
It is Joe. He is in Davenport, Iowa. Welcome.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good to have you with us,
Hey,
Joe.
thank you for
Taking your call.
taking the time. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for being patient with us.
Yes, so tell us what brings you to the show, Joe.
Well, I had a government position that I thought was going to be a position I was going to hold for 5 to 10 years. I had a really good first week. And then randomly on the first day, the next week, so this last Monday, I got let go of the job based off an allegation that I said something that I 100% unequivocally did not say. And I'm just curious if this was something that was about money per se, or if this was somebody who didn't care for me, or if this, what Spirit is saying the reason that I lost this position.
There you go.
I was really super excited.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
About that.
Right, because what the company tells you isn't necessarily what is reality. So that's a very good question for the cards.
And so you got to work there for a week, is that correct?
Yeah, so for a week, and then I said a racist comment, which I 100% did not. I'm a spiritual practitioner that works with diversity and inclusion, and it's completely outside my character. So I know it was BS, but I don't know. I think my general read on it is that it was my immediate boss that came around on Monday that just did not care for my energy and pushed something through to let me go. I just don't know if that's the correct read on it, or if I'm going to find something again soon, because it's really put my family in a really hard bind.
Sure it did.
Of course.
Sure it did.
We rely on income. Yep.
And I'll tell you, you don't have to reveal it, but I can see that what was said was extremely defaming. It was totally, out of, well, like you said, out of character for you, but they didn't know you that well. And what you have here, okay, I'm going to give you first we'll say the earthly type of response. Then I'm going to tell you spiritually what this means for you. There were 2 individuals here. There's a male and a female, and the female was especially working against you. And there is a male here that bought everything that she had to, go ratting on about you that wasn't even true. Okay, that's going to be the earthly type of perception. And with that, they can fire people for anything. You don't have any longevity there. No, what do you call that? No,
A severance needed to don't have to
Yeah.
pay any severance.
on a spiritual level, this was a briar patch that it's as if actually you were called from your spirit and told, get out of there. This is a bad environment for
It
you.
was a sign.
There.
They're doing you a
Yeah.
favor, even though financially you feel pretty screwed.
And what I can tell you, kind of a download here, their practices are not that kosher. There's a lot there that if there was an oversight committee appearing in, they would be guilty of.
Sure, if they're inventing cause,
Mhm.
you can get sued hard for that, but it's hard to prove. It's one person's word against another,
You just, like
Yeah.
run, Forrest, run. Get away from
Yeah.
there.
It'd be nice if there's a way to prove that they're lying, but it's
It
really
would,
hard.
But I'd say the best move is simply, the winning move is not to play. So I would say get out of there. Yes, there's going to be another job. I don't even know if I'd ever mention this out there in the work, in the employment arena, because it's so hard for people to get jobs. I don't know what your economic situation is in Davenport, Iowa, but it's rough all over.
Is this a job that you physically went to, or was it a work from home?
It was a job I went to. It was out in Colorado. I actually live in Colorado, but it was a city job. So I'm concerned about being blacklisted from government jobs moving forward based off of this accusation. So I actually filed an HR complaint that it was unequivocally false, just to cover
Good
my
idea.
basis.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, you got to make sure that you don't just say nothing, because then people will think, well, it must be true.
That's right.
He didn't dispute it.
Is
So-
Spirit saying I said it? Because I didn't think I said it.
No, they're saying that they have created this situation. This is in spirit, that it was created to get you to hit the exit. And I'm telling you, you're going to be better off.
So basically, like you said, you didn't say it. You knew you didn't say it, and she's confirming you did not say it. It was invented.
They are going to go down somewhere.
Eventually, they're going to
Yeah.
do that one too many times to people.
There's going to be a real house clean, and you didn't need to get caught up in that. So you were saved from a bad situation. But I think what I see here, I think and feel you have excellent qualities for the right place. And when our lives get detoured like that, it means we're headed for bigger and better. And that's what I think for you, Joe, bigger and better. So have faith, and watch and see what happens. And Jim's
Can
got
I
us.
ask one more thing real quick?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm kind of getting the impression that this is trying to push me towards doing what's called the TERP program to being a teacher. I feel like that's kind of the reason I just got jostled like this. But I don't know if that's the higher and greater that I'm meant to do, is to teach.
Oh, you know something? I want to totally agree with you, because I do feel you are being called to a greater good than that job that you had undertaken. So you got pushed right to the exit. And yes, if it's in your heart, if it's on your mind, if it's in your spirit, that's a calling that we need to answer. And for you, I think that's it. Number one, right there. So I'd say go after it, chase that dream, make it happen.
So it's fate basically kicking you in the water. And you
Yeah.
say, all right, time to swim, buddy. Yep.
It would be the same. Okay, this is extreme. While Jim's getting your card.
Well, I'm
It
getting it
would be
ready.
the same, say, if I decided I needed to go down to the local strip club and make a ton of money instead of doing what I do. If something would happen, I'd possibly break my ankle. You know what I mean? The place would get raided by the police before I can even take the job. Going in the wrong direction, things will happen that will get you back on the track where you belong. All right, Jim.
All right, before we depart, I have an Archangel Michael sort of light card for you. It's an oracle card, and it's a message from Michael. Michael says, all is in perfect timing. And the message says, this is it. It's time to take action now. I will be here to help you every step of the way.
Well, you can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, well,
Michael,
Michael, it is Archangel Michael.
big dog Michael. You know, have you seen his sword?
It's a big, it's a
big
It's a
sword.
broadsword, two-handed. Yes.
Thank you
Oh,
for
only
just
mighty
confirming
man.
I'm not crazy. I appreciate it.
Yes.
not.
You are not crazy, and
You're going to be far better off a year from now. You're going to
Yeah.
look back and go,
That's
boy,
right.
am I glad I got out of there. You'll be thanking them in your mind.
yeah, maybe you can let us know about that.
Yeah, I'd love to hear how this turns out for you.
All right.
All right,
All
hon.
right. Well, have a good one.
Alright,
Take care.
Good luck to Joe's
Thank
actually in
you.
Colorado.
Yeah,
Rocky Mountain High,
that's right.
Colorado. All right, no more singing because I don't get paid for that. Actually, I don't get paid, period. All right, we're going to go. Oh, international. Jennifer.
Where's
It looks like it's
Hi.
Chatham, Ontario. Did I say it right?
Chatham, yes.
Chatham. Chatham.
Adam.
Yeah, I got it. Yes,
Very nice.
I can screw up any. I can screw up any name. All right, wait. International shout out to Karen, Jennifer. Karen is that stupid
Yeah.
fiction person we all make fun of.
Yes, hello, Jen. Glad to have you on the show. So
Hi, thank you.
We are originally from Minnesota.
Yes, our neighbor to the north,
Isn't that
Ontario, is the province above Minnesota.
Yeah, Thunder Bay would be the closest.
Closest city.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Central Baywood.
Okay. Well, you got a lovely
Yeah.
country. People there are so nice. And I'm not just pumping some sunshine up your skirt.
Unless you roll into Montreal, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's different. Those people, I don't know.
But anyway,
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
All right, darling, tell us what is on your mind.
Well, I've just been through like a huge, almost like life transition in a way. I had a huge surgery for my stomach because of some medical conditions that I have in June, and it's been a very bumpy ride. And I've been like trying to review my life, trying to figure out where am I supposed to go, because nothing has ever worked out. Every time I try to do something new with my life and I work really hard, it just seems like I'm always wrong. And I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be doing in my life now at all. I'm just confused. I'm kind of, every aspect of my life is not going as planned. Not love, not work, not anything. So I'm
Well, don't
kind
feel
of
alone.
in limbo.
Yeah, I talk to so many and have many on my client list that have gone through they're either going through it now or they have. And I'm going to give you a very good explanation for this.
some of them feel that their life is in a ditch,
Yeah.
literally.
Yes, absolutely.
Like you said,
Mhm.
every aspect. It's like, I can't, everything sucks, basically, is what a lot of them feel, but it's supposed to pass.
Mhm.
Well, here's the thing.
Here we go.
And I'm going to preface it by saying, please try not to roll your eyes and say, oh my God, Deborah is crazy. Okay, because this is true. What I'm going to tell you here, you are in what my grandmother referred to as a cocoon stage right now. It feels like you're going nowhere. Nothing is working out. But the reality is, okay, here's the part where you're going to think I'm maybe crazy, is that you are a bit ahead of your time. And not everybody has this happen to them. Some of us are moving in sync with the time of our lives, but you are ahead of it. And what's happening is, as you're in this cocoon stage, things around you, the environment, the energy outside of your cocoon, everything is evolving. and it's turning into a meaningful part of your transformation. Where once you are free of that cocoon, well, I'm not going to say you're coming out like a butterfly, but to think you are a butterfly, well, there's no better symbol or transformation than butterflies. So I see a whole new world and especially a path rolling out for you. Now, I want to give this till the first of the year. I have 2 time frames. One is like the 4th of July, which is
Come and gone.
well, right. So now we go to the first of the year. And there are like 154 days till Christmas. So
You should stop counting.
I'm not. TikTok is. Tell them to be quiet. You
TikTok me
have
quiet.
money coming to you. Now, this is under a segment of my my layout that I just love. It's called Sure to Come True. And in all these years, I've yet to see something not become reality that was first perceived in this designation. With that, I see new love. I mean, it's going to feel like Christmas, really. New Year's Eve, however you want to think of it, when all of this comes to pass. And you have all kinds of opportunities here. I know we're short on time.
No,
So I want to make
time.
sure I stick with the good stuff here. I see travel upcoming. There seems to be maybe some family members, that live in other provinces, and I feel that you would travel. And there could be a lot of, now I say could be, because what these cards show is the potential. It doesn't mean all of this is going to come knocking on your door. You have to actually put one foot in front of the other with a lot of it. The thing is, though, if it has the potential, it will, hey, I'm living my dream. And if I can, from a little tiny hamlet up in northern Minnesota, out here to beautiful Virginia Beach in Virginia, you can too. So in the meantime, focus on self-care. Your cards show that you've had a really rough and rocky road that you have traveled, but you're resilient and you have great spirit in you where you've been tested and tried. And from that has come great strength. You may not feel it this minute, but it's there. And you are not one to quit. You won't quit the good things in life. You do have I'm going to say it right to you. The partner coming to you is someone who is, how do you put this? Like well-heeled, has a lot of money, is financially secure.
Financially secure.
Is going to really open up your life, because this is an individual who's been looking a long time for you and, had to get ready for you. And in the meantime, while you're cocooning, you're getting ready for them. So do self-care, learn some new techniques. Meditation has blown my mind. I always thought it was a joke until I actually learned how to do it. It's amazing. Reiki, learn how to become a healer. I'm just saying there's a lot of things that are very reasonably priced to learn, but it's adding to your skill set in ways. And you watch, I say by the first of the year, you're stepping out like Dorothy when she opened that door into the garden. And that garden's going to belong to you. So I really feel you got great things coming for you. Now I have nothing but faith. Now it's up to you to feel the same about you. So Jim's got your card.
I do. Stand by. Do not depart. I have drawn you a card from the Archangel Michael's Sword of Light Oracle deck. And it's interesting because she mentioned this at the end of your reading. I drew the card before she spoke the words. It says, Michael says, increase your knowledge He says, education brings opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, or find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know.
Wow, I love that. I love that.
That's funny.
And you watch and see.
Yeah, that was good.
If you manifest a future filled with love, happiness, success, the universe is going, the higher power is going to mirror that and bring it to you as a blessing to you.
It's hard to do when you feel down.
And when you feel down, if you
Yeah.
express that misery or that darkness, that unhappiness, the universe says, well, she must kind of like this. So let's give her some more, you know. So they,
That must have been my problem all these years.
You know,
Well,
hopefully
go ahead.
someday you can truly laugh about this and say, you know what? It was a learning experience. I'm a better person for it because now I'm in a better place.
and remember this, and this goes out to
Exactly.
everybody. The University of Life is a really expensive, hard college. or
It is,
university.
yeah, it doesn't give a lot of breaks.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
almost out like twice, you know, in all that subject matter. Oh,
Uno momento.
all right.
I'm just pointing to 60 seconds, Deb.
No, we're off.
Yes, Deb.
Oh, God.
We have 1 minute. Thank
Sorry,
you very
Jen.
much.
We got to say goodbye to you.
Our neighbor to
you.
the north.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Everybody, please join us on Wednesdays, 9:30 Eastern. Jim, got to say anything? Got something?
Same bat channel.
My
Same
grandma used
time.
to say,
Because she didn't like that.
to dream is to believe. Once you believe, all things are possible. So with that, we say good night to you.
Adios. See you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for an offering of light with Robin Cheney. Robin Cheney. Live from RobinCheney.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is an offering of light on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, good evening, and welcome to An Offering of Light. I am Robin. I'm actually getting really good feedback about just doing light for everybody, so I'm going to continue to do that. So I hope the viewers enjoy that as much as the viewers who are giving me feedback. And I'm sorry, my dog is licking my toes, so please excuse the giggles there. So welcome. And I just want to let you know that I do private sessions. You can go to my website, robincheney.com, and see what I have to offer. And sorry if you hear that, my dog actually has a friend over today. Her friend's name is Belle. She's a little chihuahua. So if you see a little blonde chihuahua running around, that's Belle. And I'm sure my dog will be right next to her because she likes to play with Belle, and Belle does not like to play with her so much. But anyway, so if you hear barks, that is them. So please excuse them. So let's go ahead and get ready. And if you have anything you want the light to work on for you, just go ahead and set your intention, and it will go to that. If you don't know, you can just let it go, and it'll flow through you and do what it knows is best. Okay, so if you're ready, go ahead and get comfortable. And whatever that means to you, comfortable, it can be laying on the floor, it can be, sitting up, whatever it looks for you. Please get in that position. And on the count of 3, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And release. Let's do that one more time on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And release. All right, here comes the light. And I'm just going to run this. And if my attention is drawn to anything, of course, I will let you know. Move around to my chair so my legs are comfortable. And there we go. It feels like there's a lot of people here who just have heavy energy. So I'm just going to lift that energy up. Some people call that raising the frequency. So I'm going to do that for you, for all of those that are just feeling weighed down. So let me get, there we go. I'm going to open, I guess it'd be the plane for all those people. All right, so those people are getting special healing energy to raise them up, to help them feel lighter, to open their hearts, get them smiling. There we go. All right, I am drawn to a woman, female, where there's a lot of edema in her legs, the lower legs and her ankles. And it's hard to lift her spirits from that because it keeps her, it looks like she's in a recliner, but she's not reclined. Right now, she's not reclined. She's sitting up with her legs, her feet on the floor, but her knees are comfortable, falling to the side. So they're just comfortable like that. Feels like she's reaching for the remote. She has some food on a table and a drink she's drinking. And she just has trouble just getting the motivation to just get dressed. It's hard. Life is so hard. I'm so sorry you feel that. I want to get in. I'm getting into that edema. You may feel that in your feet. If you're sensitive, you may feel that. If you can hear the dogs, they are absolutely going crazy right now. And then the people up here on that plane that just have heavy energy, lifting them up. Yeah. Some of you, I think, are sensitive enough to feel it, just the weight coming off, which is great. I'm going to go back to this woman. It feels like she's in a house coat, but not one that like wraps around and ties. Feels like it's a zippy one. Feels blue or green, like a soft blue or a soft green. So if that woman is paying attention, go ahead and just rotate your ankles around. Don't push. If you feel any pain, don't push through the pain, but you can go to the pain, just not through it. Just rotate those ankles around a little bit. If you can extend your leg and then extend the other leg and just get this energy moving through you so the light can work a little more. Releasing some of those bottlenecks. It may feel like your feet are being tickled right now. That's me. That is me tickling your feet. Well, it's me running energy, but it may feel like you're getting tickled. There we go. Okay, so that's going to get pretty intense on you. And this is the woman with the edema in her legs. Just intensifying the energy for her and for everybody else that is has the capacity to receive more intense light. And I go back to that group of people. Oh, there's a couple men in there, mainly women, but there's a couple men in there as well. And it's just opening that heart, lightening that heart up. I mean, can you see the dogs? Like, where are they? They're right here. My camera's backwards. So they're over here playing. They were pretty subdued until they hear the producer's voice, and then they get all excited. Because they know it's time to work. All right. Now I'm being brought to somebody's the lower intestines. They have trouble digesting, especially like roughage, so like lettuces, leafy greens, like if they did celery, they feel like they have trouble digesting them because the nerves in their intestines are very sensitive, so you can feel that going through, and it's just uncomfortable for them. I apologize, but I want to let you know, like according to Anthony William, that the roughage that goes through, the leafy greens that are going through that feels like it hurts, it's the nerves. It's not the food itself, but the food rubs those nerves, right? But those foods are really actually healing. So I wonder if you could juice them or blend them and see if that works. Try that. That might be helpful. Change the texture of them a little bit. Well, change the texture and see if that has less effect as you eat your vegetables and your herbs. Taking a peek at the clock. It says 8:08. I'm on the East Coast. Okay, so I'm pulling up now. The light is going for everybody, and especially the people I've already spoken about. The light is still working for you, and now I'm being drawn to a woman who has like congestion in kind of like here down in her head. So I would say like the sinus cavity, and we have some lymphatic. I'm picking up on some lymphatic issues as well through there. So let me in the fascia. I'm going to get pretty intense with this female in your face. I'm like in your face. Okay. Getting more intense. I feel it more on the side of my neck right now for this woman. Okay, so I'm starting to swallow. And okay, so when I'm swallowing, usually if it's like sinuses drainage, like I can feel like the phlegm, and I'm not getting any phlegm. So it feels like compact. It might be compacted. So I'm going to, oh yeah, then I get the pressure headache. Okay, so let me get in there. I'm going to get pretty intense. Okay, now I'm starting to get some phlegm down my throat, or feel phlegm down my throat. So you may have some drainage from this. I hope you have some drainage for this to release some of that pressure, because my goodness, that is a lot. That is a lot of pressure on. You don't deserve that. It makes it hard to concentrate. It makes it hard to focus, right? Because it's always that pressure headache, even in the back of the neck. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay, we still have some minutes left, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get more intense for everybody. Everybody that can receive more intense light, they are going to get it now. Just a gentle increase. All right, the woman with the edema in her legs. Again, you may feel like I'm tickling you. I hope that brings a smile to your face. Okay, I'm getting more phlegm. It's starting to crack up. It feels like it's starting to break up, which is good. So over the next probably 3 to 4 days for this woman with the sinus, like the compacted sinuses, that may hopefully it'll continue to break up over the next 3 to 4 days. So you might have a lot of drainage, which down your throat, out your nose. So just carry some tissues around, but we just want that to drain and relieve that pressure, right? Relieve that pressure and hopefully clear out those sinuses. And heal those pathogens in there that are creating all that mucus. Okay, so I'm trying to run light with one. See, I just got the message, 2 minutes. Okay. I'm trying to like work with one eye open so I can see the countdown when they give it to me. If not, I'll be like in mid-sentence and I'll go away, which is funny. But I will finish running the light even as I get drifted off by the producer. I will finish with what I'm doing even after the show is over to hopefully get everybody through these healing steps. The pressure, honey, if you are the one with the pressure, you might feel more pressure in your head. That's me. Okay. That's me pushing some stuff through. Okay. So it should only last for a couple minutes. It might feel 60 seconds. It might feel a little dizzy as it's releasing as well. Okay. That should not last long either. Okay. All right. So we got edema. We have the. Okay. So most of the people that were on that plane to be lifted in their spirits, they feel good. There is one woman that I don't feel feels as lifted as the rest of them, but I think over the next day or two, she will notice a difference. It just takes a little more work for the light to get fully in there to heal. We have 30 seconds left. So I'm going to go ahead and say thank you all for coming. I'm still running light. And if you like what I do here, please check me out on my website, robinchaney.com, where I do individual sessions. And I also have a group session this weekend. It's $25. It's online and you can get a reading there I mean, it doesn't guarantee you a reading, but you can get a reading there. Depending on how many people are there and who I'm called to read. So thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful week and I will see you next Thursday.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Zodiac Zone with Melissa Markham. Live from MMAstroVibes.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Zodiac Zone on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everyone. Happy new moon in Leo. And I always say, and I've said this on my other shows, that a new moon is about beginnings. A full moon is about endings. A new moon is about beginnings. So this is really a special moon because Leo represents the child in us. It represents the heart. It represents actors on stage. It's ruled by the sun. So it's a lot of vitality. So when you think about these things, think about the star of your own show. And I kind of wrote down a little bit of tips, what you can kind of follow. And you want to ask yourself, what lights you up? What do you truly want to create? And set intentions around creative projects, visibility, confidence, romance. Maybe you're looking for a new partner. Leo, which is the 5th house, it's also your first child. So maybe you could have some type of special relationship or, do a special trip with your first child. And really it's about joy. It's Leo energy equals solar confidence. It also governs the heart chakra. So it's ideal for aligning your energetic frequency with self-love and passion. So practices like red light therapy, sunbathing. And what I mean about sunbathing is not being out there all day, being out there maybe, 30 minutes would be a form of just getting some sun vitality. Sound healing, can elevate you during this time. And I'm starting a new program called Vibrational Vitality, where I mix astrology with biohacking so you can be healthy on the inside and get to, that level of being where you want to be. So as far as the biohacking tip, it's about your mitochondrial energy. Confidence building supplements like CoQ10 and vitamin D are really, really good to do right now. And here are some things that you can watch out for. Shadow side of Leo is arrogance, drama. It's a great time to recalibrate your inner compass. Are you doing things for approval? Are you honoring your inner flame? Some other things, the new moon forms a trine around Sagittarius, so amplifying bold action and adventure. And really are you ready to create things from the heart? Are you heart-centered? Is really, really big right now. And that is Leo energy. So tonight I would suggest going out and looking at this moon and really looking inside yourself and saying what it is that you want to create, what it is that you love, and really mean it. Put some passion and some vitality into it. So that's what I'm going to say about the new moon. We also have Mercury retrograde right now. So I don't know about you, but it's my electronics aren't working right. I seem to be always in kind of a rush and I just can't seem to get a lot done. So, some tips for Mercury retrograde is to, give yourself plenty of extra time to get things done. Also, it's a time to revisit things. It's not a time to start something new. So, pretty much wait till it's over, kind of have that detail and plan in place, before you start something brand new. If it's a project that you're already involved with, then it's okay. Then you can move forward, revisit, review it, make sure that it's what you want. That is really how to handle Mercury retrograde, but I think it's a very challenging one this time. Some are more challenging than the others. Than the Mercury retrogrades typically are 3 to 4 times every year. So it's just a plan to kind of slow down. Let's see, what else can I say tonight? Actually, tomorrow or next week, we have Uranus is going to go direct. So that'll be good. That'll kind of slow things down a little bit. It's been a pretty challenging year this year, I would say, with Uranus just going into Gemini earlier this month. Or happen. So, but anyway, just wanted to kind of give you a little, some pointers. So, okay, we have Chris.
Hello.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So first of all, what I do is I am a evolutionary vibrational astrologer. I'm going to look at your chart from an evolutionary standpoint and really talk to you about what's going to get you to your highest level of consciousness. Do you have your birth time?
I think it's 1 a.m.
Okay, we can try it. We can try it with 1 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your birth date?
It's 5383.
5383, so May 3rd, 1983.
Yes.
Okay, 1 a.m. And city and state you were born?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to speak a little bit of astrology and tell you what it means. Looking at your chart, you're a south node in Sagittarius in the 12th house of Pisces, north node in Gemini in the 6th house. And I would say to you, south node in Sagittarius tends to be the eternal student. And it is in the 12th house. So 12th house is an unconscious house, meaning that you probably keep a lot to yourself, but you're really into finding out information, and never being quite sure if the information, having to kind of fact check it and, continue the journey. Almost think of the South Node is the energy that you come in with. It's almost like you're the philosopher. You're always trying to gather and disseminate knowledge and information. In this lifetime, it's not about that. It's communicating the knowledge that you already know. And it's in the 6th house. So it's really about doing this on a daily basis with your work, and really kind of, I would say too, listening to yourself intuitively and not having to always to second guess yourself, where is this right? Is this, do I have to check this again? and listening to that voice inside you. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, it does.
I would say too, with a sun in the fourth house, your sun is where you shine, and it's really for you about family, you know. And family doesn't always mean our biological family. It could mean our soul family. It could mean your family. You also have Chiron there, so Chiron's in Taurus. I don't know if if early on or in some point in your life, if there was some issues with family or something that that's kind of still lingering, because sometimes Taurus feels stuck, and it's hard for Taurus energy to change. Do you relate to that as well, or without? I know you don't want to go too personal. I know this is. I would also say another thing I see is you have Uranus. Uranus is the awakener. That's in the 11th house. I would say you have a pretty eclectic group of friends. It's not the regular kind of everyday average person doesn't excite you.
It's true.
So, and I would say with the moon in the first house, you have a compassionate heart. It's in Capricorn, but usually people with the moon in the first heart, they're serious and responsible, and sometimes they can carry the world on their shoulders. Do you feel like that sometimes?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I would say I know we have a few minutes left here, but the main thing I would say to you is you have a lot of spiritual energy, and don't hide from that. Listen to those voices, listen to that intuitive aspect of who you are inside, and I always say to people when they're like, well, I don't know what the answer is. How do I do that? And so I do this form of muscle testing where I go into a room and I ask myself whatever I need to know. And the first answer that comes to mind is what I go with. Because then if I go back and forth, then, I'll be more inclined to think and react with my ego. So I feel like like I said, I think you have this intuitive aspect to you that's going to lead you down the right path that you need to find your happiness. Does that?
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing with Tony Lacy. Live from peacelovetranquilityhealing.my.canva.site/Peace Love Tranquility Healing -home.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Tony, the Trance Medium. Peace, love, tranquility, healing. You are listening to us from A1R Radio, watching on Moonstruck TV, and I'm sure tons more different platforms that you're all watching from all over the world. Happy Thursday, and I know it's a long weekend for my American friends, being tomorrow is July the 4th. So I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend planned with family, friends, lots of wonderful food, pool time, of course, safe water time. And something came to me today that I thought I should probably address. I know some people, when they hear psychic medium, they think woo-woo, scary, demon, evil, darkness, and that can't be further from the truth. I know for myself, I come from a place of love. I come from a place of light, honesty, genuine, and only those of high vibration are allowed within my field and within myself. I am happy to welcome Amanda, calling from Australia. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What time is it there?
It's 10:30 in the morning.
Okay, so that's not too bad then.
Mm-hmm.
I will ask you if you want psychic or mediumship, but I also want to advise that I may have a spirit already present with me that has been patiently waiting since the show started. So I will still leave it up
Okay.
to you, though.
Oh, look. What do you have coming? Is there anything that you can feel that's a little bit stronger around you with me at the moment?
With yourself, I do have someone here in spirit, like I said, that came before the show started, and they made me have a difficult time swallowing. So right before we went on air, I could not swallow.
Okay.
Okay, does that resonate with you so far?
Somewhat.
Okay. I'm getting a female energy, and it is coming to me from the maternal side. So it would be mother, grandmother, or aunt. And I'm seeing the word iris, but I'm also seeing like a white flower. I'm not a gardener, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm not quite sure what this white flower is. To me, I'm the word hydrangeas coming up, lilies coming up, but there's like a white flower name possibly with attached to this female.
Okay. You are very close. My grandmother, her name did begin with it was a name that began with I. It was Ilva.
Okay.
And every time she comes through, she always comes through with flowers.
Okay. What a lovely lady. She has great presence. She is very strong in her will, but soft-spoken. So she, and I'm sitting straighter than I was earlier. So presence and the way she held herself was important to her.
Mm-hmm.
And it still is. She says, I'm still doing my hair. She's showing me these absolutely stunning, beautiful, bright blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. This color of blue is not your typical blue eye that you would see on people. It's stunning. It's captivating is the word that I'm being pushed to use. She has quite the magnetic personality. Everybody would just stop and listen to whatever she was saying. She could be just reading out a recipe and people would be hanging on her every word. Does that sound like her personality?
It is, yeah.
It is.
She
Okay.
was definitely the wise one.
Yes, she's making, she's smiling at me very humbly, but also knowing that she had a lot to offer. She wasn't always given the opportunity to speak everything that she wanted to. And I'm feeling that towards the end, she kept a lot to herself. She didn't want to burden her family, especially. And there were a couple of female friends that were so close to her that she would call them like her sisters, but they were not blood related. I have to take a drink. You'll have to excuse me. She's making my mouth really super dry right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's odd. She never had any difficulty swallowing with her health. Yeah. Not sure.
I'm trying to, it could be that she's the strong personality, and this other person with the swallowing is I'm actually feeling more of a male energy when it comes to the swallowing on the paternal side.
That makes sense.
Okay, so that would be that grandfather or great grandfather on your father's side.
I never met any of my grandfathers.
Lovely man, lovely energy, very gentlemanly, very put together, quiet. And he would always let others do the talking for him. He was more of an observer. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I cut you off there, Amanda.
Yeah, that's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
What were you saying?
My fiance, he passed 2 years ago.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
It was lungs. It was breathing. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sensing the letter R, like a Ross. There's an R name that's coming through on the male energy.
This is Andrew.
Okay. I can check in and see if Andrew would like to come forward. I can't make him, but I certainly will send the intent through. I'm getting the words, my sweet, loving Lily. And I'm getting the age in 60s, blonde hair, blue eyes, but it's more of a blue gray. I guess they would call it like blue steel. Some people call it.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
59.
fitting for Andrew. Okay. He's not a large man, but not a slender man. Like he was, I wouldn't even say stocky. He was very well built. He's showing me what in his younger years, he says, and he's actually using the word, and he's doing this. And I don't know if you can see me or you're just hearing me, but he has one hand on his left hip. His right shoulder is back, and he says, I was very svelte. He's very proud of his physique in his younger years, and he says that he actually was able to keep it up throughout his adult life.
Yeah.
And now I'm feeling like this great big teddy bear. I just want to hug him. He just has this comforting, safe feeling about him. Holding hands, I feel like he was on your left side whenever you would hold hands. Because that's where I'm holding hands on my left. That's where he actually is right now. He's sitting on your left and he's holding your hand. And he has his left hand on top of yours. So it's his left hand on top of your hand, which is in his right hand.
The day he died, I took a photo of his left hand holding my hand.
Okay. Well, he's acknowledging that. He's bringing that through. showing me that that is still a very vivid memory for you. And every time you look at that picture, he is there with you. He's saying there's so much I wanted to do, so much I wanted to say. He says,
Yeah.
but I know, he says, I know you felt me talking to you through my eyes. I love you for everything that you did for me. And he says, and my children. And then I'm seeing a male and a female, possibly a son or a daughter, sorry. And I feel like you were a stepmother as well.
Yes, sort of. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, there's an energy coming through, acknowledging that you were a very big part of her life. It's a female.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, she's saying that shoot for the stars. She's telling me to say those words, that will have a meaning for you. So I'm sorry, I'm jumping. They're all wanting to talk to you right now. But this female is still alive. This female is still alive. So she's coming through telepathically.
Yeah.
So everybody that's coming through, your grandmother, Andrew is still with you. Again, every time you look at that photo, he is sitting right beside you, holding your hand, just like in the photo. And he says he prefers the pink coral lipstick rather than the vibrant pink.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's making me giggle. I'm like, are you talking to me or are you talking to Amanda? He's very, very funny, very, very sweet. I will leave you. They're all at peace. They're all very happy. They're all very healthy. They're sending their love. They're always with you. And Andrew says that he always has his hand on your right shoulder whenever you're feeling a little weak and unsteady with your emotions. His hand is on your right shoulder. So I will leave you with that, Amanda. I appreciate you calling in. I thank you. I thank all your loved ones.
Thank you kindly for connecting me.
You're very welcome, my dear. Have a wonderful day.
And same to you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to A1R Radio, Moonstruck TV. I'm Tony. Peace, love, tranquility, healing. I wish you all a blessed weekend.
Clarity, or a connection to the other side? Lady Phyllis is a gifted medium, author, and talk show host on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. She's here to help you find peace and purpose through personal readings, spiritual development classes, and her exclusive Patreon, where new guests share their wisdom weekly. Visit ladyphyllis.com to book your session. Follow Lady Phyllis on Facebook and explore what the spirit world has waiting for you.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Insights with Solaris with Jennifer. Live from Solaris.1.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our
websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights with Solaris
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, whenever and wherever you are watching or listening to this. Welcome to another episode of Insights with Solaris, where I am your host, Jennifer, a tarot reader for over 10 years, and I have over a dozen healing certifications from sound healing, Reiki mastery, and a little bit of everything, including tuning forks. But at the end of the day, I simply say I am a channel of spirit and bringing messages for those who find me. And as always, as I speak of messages, I like to start out with a message for the collective. And this is energies that will be relevant in your life over the next 7 days. Of course, since this is a collective reading, it is going to be a little bit different from everyone, but the overall themes will find their ways into your life in different means. Whether that's one person, it may be related to career, another person may be related to relationship. So take things as it resonates. And if something ever does come up negatively, know that we are always in control of our free will and that we should make better use of that. And so as we're coming up to the next 7 days, I am seeing some really great information coming through, some really good energy, and a little bit of a trouble too, but we'll get to that point. There is a big time coming forward that is promising. So if you have been wanting to start a new venture or even like go out and get a new friendship, this is a very good time to get documentation written, to sign contracts, because it's going to be a very rewarding situation. It's going to meet your emotional needs and your financial and physical needs, which is fantastic. But there seems to be a lot of anxiety and fear around just the overall collective. But know that things are looking up and getting better over the next 7 days. Even though you may have worries or anxieties building up, you may be restless, you may have trouble sleeping. But remember that you are allowed to step out of this because you have so much coming towards you. You have new things, you have exciting things, emotionally satisfactory type situations coming your way. So break away from the worries and that self-entrapment, really walk towards all this loving energy that is able to open up to you. And I hope that works for you for the collective. So we're going to go to our caller today, and we have Linda from Canada. Hello, Linda.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing very good, thank you.
Fantastic. Do you have any specific questions for me tonight?
Yes, I do. I want to know what is happening with my love life.
Yeah, I could. I always pull out the first card before the question is even asked. I always pull out a card, and the energy of this card is like, it has not turned out the way you want it to, and you're really looking at those past disappointments, and it's really affecting a lot of things in your life. And that's not a negative thing, right? It's good to reflect, but there's definitely been more than one situation that did not go as you wanted. So let's dive into this and see what type of information that we can get for you, Linda. So I feel the energies of like so much on your shoulders. Like you take on other people's burdens. You are also been on edge a little bit, and you're kind of exhausted, that fatigue and lack of motivation, not just in your romance life, but just in general, that may be seeping in. It seems like you have been holding on to frustration and holding off and waiting almost, but it's not like a waiting patiently, it's almost a panic waiting, like, when is this going to come to me? When am I going to have this person? Have I missed my window, or am I never going to find? So while you are waiting, it's uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable feeling right now, and I can feel that into you because it's exhaustion. And also when you come to that point of exhaustion, especially with relationships, there is a tendency to build walls, to start to close yourself off. And when you are not approachable, right? And when you are not open to love, whether or not you want it, being open to love and wanting love is two very different things. And it seems like you have closed yourself off in frustration, and being on edge because you're trying to control so many things that you're just not allowing anything to come through. And when things like that happen, not only your exhaustion from all parts of your life, but it can destroy your confidence as well. And I really want to see what we can do to help rebuild that confidence, because that's no place to be. Everyone's has their own unique abilities and vibrancies coming in. And for you, it seems like you expect the worst. And trust me, I understand. I've seen this for myself and for so many others. We can be our own self-fulfilling prophecies, especially in relationships, because we can project onto other people. We don't even realize we're doing it. What I do like here, Linda, is that you are moving away from your past patterns. So you're letting go of this frustration that's coming forward. Particularly within 6 days, you're going to start feeling a little bit better, which is fantastic. I usually don't see things move so quickly in readings. But within this, you're going to get some exciting news, particularly over the next 6 days. Like, it could be a trip. It could just be something very simple, like going out for coffee or something. It doesn't even have to be romantic, but it's going to start to build that confidence. And I am seeing potentially some online dating too, if that's something that you are consistent in seeing. And I want to get more information because we do have very good. I like this energy, but I also know that it's going to be some time and I'm not going to be able to get it time, because Spirit is saying it's about lessons to be learned rather than any like 6 weeks, 6 months type situation here. But I do see an intimate relationship coming forward to help you learn karmic lessons. That means a lot of things. Sometimes karmic lessons can be somebody that will stay in your life for a few months and then you part ways. Sometimes it could be your life partner that you will spend the rest of your years with on this planet. What I am seeing here is that you are in a temporary standstill, particularly around romance, because you need to find more balance within yourself. You're going to be faced with many decisions over the next couple of weeks and months. And it's going to be up to you to, how are you going to weigh your options? Are you in friendships or in, like, if you start talking to somebody in that initial dating phase, are you willing to stand up for your boundaries? That's one of your lessons. And are you willing to keep an equal relationship? That's also a lesson. And see how, if you are able to show up oh gosh, I can't even speak now, authentically in your relationships. Because it seems like there has been a little bit of this inner need, particularly surrounded by needing to fit in. And so when you connect with stronger personalities, you tend to make yourself a little bit smaller, or not quite smaller, but at the same, you may adopt personality traits that you think the other person would like. So while you may be a specific type of person, you just amplify certain personality traits for other people to like you better. And everyone, we have our mask. We have the Japanese saying that a person has 3 masks: the one they show the world, the one to show their family and friends, and then the ones you only show yourself. And so in this case, it's about combining all parts of you and understanding who you are, and to see things from a different perspective, because you do have very good options coming forward over the next couple 3 months to 3 years. You're going to see various types of coming through. Some of them may be just like, hey, going out on a few dates, keeping us casual. I am seeing one that could potentially last about 8 months. But this is all still open because you have this lesson to be learned about choosing yourself first. And as soon as you learn all these lessons that Spirit had lined up for you, doors are going to open. That happiness and that contentment is going to be coming forward, because you want a trustworthy relationship. You want somebody can meet your
Yeah.
emotional and material needs. And I see that coming for you. It's just not going to be when you want. I'm seeing the number 17 as well. Okay, so if we take a deep breath here, see that number 17, this is a wish come true. You are manifesting the person that you are wanting to have a deeper relationship to. And I like this analogy, okay? If you would like to start a relationship, somebody who just is a very good family man, just for example, odds are you're not going to be going out to a rave or a party every weekend in order to find that individual. Simply that's not where they are. So it's about looking at how can you adjust little things in your life in order to bring that more together. How is that sounding?
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, makes
I'm
sense.
a little
Really
bit
does
more.
make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry?
I wanted to get a little information on the men themselves coming in. You are going to have a number of options, just saying. So you have your pick when things start moving. It's going to be one or two at a time, but it's going to be like, I'm okay not approaching this and then moving on. But you have someone coming to you that is a bit more traditional, as in they like to really support the woman. That may be through opening doors, paying for dinner, just that family and traditional type value coming forward, as well as really being able to work with other people. So it may be somebody who even coaches a kid's sports team. So keep that in mind as well. It's going to be somebody who is very good at working with other people and is within a team type of environment.
Okay.
So traditional teamwork, somebody who frequently has stress related health concerns because they do too much, they take on too much. And that would be kind of obvious when you see them. They're just going to seem like a very busy person. You may also find them as they are exiting a relationship or a particularly difficult period of their life. I am hearing about widowship. So take that with a grain of salt, because that type of relationship does come with its own little things here and there. But you are stepping in sensible and kind person because you have learned your lessons. So when you find this man who is in the transition phase, you're both going to be able to build a contented life that's based on mutual respect, creativity, and really passion as well. We always like that, but just understanding that both of you have life experiences and it's going to be somebody you can share it with. And I feel that connection is what you are craving deeply, just to be able to share your life experiences and to have that someone just share the same with you.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope that helps you on your path, because you have wonderful things. Trust your intuition. I always say that. But you have a very good man coming towards your way. You're just going to take some time, but don't worry. You can do all of this yourself.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Gypsy Heart with Jen Cairo. Live from JenniferCairo.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Gypsy Heart on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening here in New Jersey in the United States. So we are just coming off of this strawberry moon, and I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but the energy with this one is magnetic. It's electrifying, I guess I want to say. It's just, I was in quite a slump coming into this full moon, and I felt that this is really bringing me kind of like new ideas and new visions. I feel like I've been writing lists all day of things that I want to try to accomplish. And this moon, I looked it up. I'm not really the astrology person, but this moon is bringing a time of reflection and appreciation of your past achievements, which I don't think we do enough of, giving ourselves credit of everything that we've accomplished in our lives. And it's about embracing new beginnings, which I think has something to do with why I had all these lists, just ideas and things coming to me today and yesterday, as a matter of fact. And it encourages us to seek adventure. So I kind of tie that to, nurturing our inner child and, seeking truth and expanding our horizons. And we always seem to be afraid to try something new. But I think, this energy encourages us to kind of step out of the box and do that. So as we go forward in the second half of June already, I can't believe that. I feel like we should let go of those things, those ties, those belief systems that hold us back and allow ourselves to move forward into our best and highest self and set our sights on our soul purpose. I think, this has really given me kind of a eye-opening experience here as I, reflect back on things that, you ever feel like you're walking through a funk or a sludge. And, a lot of times that's our own energy. That's things that we need to cut cords with. And once we do that, we kind of free ourselves to move forward. And sometimes we don't even know what it is that's holding us back. Sometimes when we really go inward, we realize that it's something that we didn't even think was bothering us anymore. But that's, a lot of times these full moons kind of bring that to the surface, that energy. It kind of forced healing, I like to say, and it brings us to a place of discovering parts of ourselves that we didn't know were there through, learning and discovery. So that's what I wanted to share. That was the discovery that I made. And I really pay attention to the moon cycles, not only because I charge my crystals and I make moon water and all that other kind of stuff, but, I try to notice the energy that they bring into the room for me. And I really try to set intentions and, work on my manifestation lists. And I try to kind of bring forth a purposeful period of growth and expanding during those times. So if you haven't done that, I encourage you to do so, because you really can notice a difference with the different moons and, the energy that they bring. So that's my little information that I wanted to bring to you this week, because, as I learn new things, which I'm always learning, I like to share them. And that is something that I just was brought to my learning this week, and I wanted to share that with you. When I am ready, I am ready. So I have Shantae in Texas that we're going to pull some cards for. So Shantae, hello.
Hi.
How are you, dear?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm going to pull some tarot for you. Is there something specific that you wanted answers or guidance on?
Yes, of course, my love life, and as well as a situation that I'm kind of going through with my son.
Okay. Okay. As far as your love life goes, I feel like you're in a recovery period right now. Am I correct?
I'm currently with someone right now.
Okay, but I feel like there's still a recovery from a past relationship, if that makes sense. And I think there's,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So what happens is sometimes that prevents us from being our most open to, so I feel like this relationship right now, this 10 of feathers card that I have for you, it's about transformation. So, and recovery. So I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the healing hasn't been done from the past relationship yet. You're still bringing part of that into this new relationship. And I think until you really let go, and I was just talking about this with this full moon energy of, sometimes we almost expect in the new relationship what we experienced in the old. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I feel like you need to kind of free yourself from the hurt and the upset that was in this last relationship, because, it's almost like we compare our new partner to our old partner, and that really doesn't set us up for a positive relationship. But you're also very intuitive here. So I feel like you already kind of know what you have to do, but sometimes we avoid that. We almost need other people to kind of encourage us in that direction. But pull in all your resources, like trust yourself when it comes to this relationship. There's also, do you have questions on his feelings towards you?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like, he is being honest with you on how he feels. It's the way you're receiving it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, you said that you had something with your son. Is he kind of not talking right now? There is a card here that kind of shows someone kind of going within. Is that your son?
Yes.
So do you feel like he's hiding something from you?
Yes, possibly.
Okay, is he a teenager?
Yes, he's 13.
Okay. I feel like with him, he just doesn't express his emotions. I feel like he has a lot of things going on. He's probably very empathic in a way. Like he doesn't know what to do with other people's emotions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So he might be short-tempered. He might be not telling you the truth at all times. But I feel like this is a period for him that he is going to grow out of. And I feel like you need to just, of course, stay on top of it. But also, it's like a period of self-discovery for him. So this is a very important time that he is really looking to you, even though you might not feel it, for guidance at this time. So you really need to be there, even though he isn't the talker from what the cards say. You need to kind of really make sure that you keep the lines of communication open for him, because he can kind of shell up, go in a shell. So keep those lines of communication open with him. And know that this emotion that he's going through is a period of time. It's not going to be, forever. But just make sure that you're keeping the communication open, the lines of communication. Like, don't show frustration towards him for this. But when it comes to your son too, I feel like he is easily swayed by peers. Would this make sense?
Yes.
So just make sure that, and that's normal. I mean, a lot of kids that age, that's a tough age, the early teens, they kind of try to follow into a group. I feel like he needs to kind of take charge of who he is and make his own path. So the more you encourage him and the more you keep the lines of communication open with him, the better it's going to be, even though it's going to be rocky at first because he's going to resist. Especially young men, they want to handle things themselves. But I feel like he's going to resist, but you just got to keep at it. And it's back to the relationship. I feel like it's you that have this fear of commitment. And I think that this is something that you've probably been imprinted with from your early, childhood, even going back to childhood. Like, did you have like a family that wasn't together?
Yes.
So this fear of commitment, I think, is coming from you from way back, and it's something that you need to heal from and let yourself free of, so that you can move forward into a relationship. It's almost like you're afraid to get that attached because you don't want to be hurt again. So,
Right.
but I think it doesn't help you that your partner isn't a talker either. Am I correct?
Right. Correct.
Right. So he's not,
Yes, ma'am.
Again, with him too, is just like you're doing with your son, keeping those lines of the communication open so that he knows exactly where you come from. And I don't know, it kind of shows that he doesn't understand the emotional aspect that you're coming from. It's almost like he has a wall up. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So and some people won't allow that. Is this kind of a new relationship?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, his energy is completely opposite of yours. Does that make sense? It's like
Yeah.
you're this emotional being and he's kind of like a wall. He doesn't show any emotion, and you kind of need that.
Right.
So, this is a question that you're going to have to ask yourself. Is that something that you can break through by communicating, or is this, a pattern? Like, does he just always wall off with his partners? But, I think keeping the lines of communication open and seeing if he can allow you the space that you can share how you're feeling with him. Because if not, this is just going to be pent up in you. And it's like all you want, there's a couple cards here, all you want is to be able to trust someone. So obviously trust has been an issue for you in the past. So I feel like his heart is there, but he just doesn't know how to kind of break his own wall down, So again, that seems like a challenge, and it might be, but it's how bad do you want it? You have a lot of factors here. It's like you need to be healed from your past. You have a son that has been kind of shut down, and you have a partner that has a wall up. So again, start with yourself and make sure that you are nurturing yourself and respecting your own boundaries, and allowing yourself to let this energy in that you need. Does that make sense? I hope that helped.
Yes, ma'am.
So have enough confidence in yourself to have these conversations that you need to have. Does that make sense, Shantae?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I hope that helped, my dear. But
Thank
as
you
far
so
as your
much.
son goes, this is just a period of time. I think he's going to be fine. You just need to keep the lines of communication and remind yourself that this is a tough age in a tough world, and he will get through it.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Energy Intuition Transformation with Sue Williams. Live from holistic-health.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy Intuition Transformation
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome, beautiful souls, to another heart-opening episode of Energy Intuition Transformation, right here on Moonstruck TV and A1R Psychic Radio. Now, I'm Sue Williams, and as always, it's such an honour to share this sacred space with you. So today, we're diving into something that many of you have likely experienced, whether you realised it or not. And it's the language of signs and symbols, from recurring numbers, as we often see during the day, to animal totems, from dreams that just feel significant, to songs on the radio that answer questions you haven't even spoken aloud. The universe has so many ways of whispering guidance to you, but are you paying attention? Now, this week's episode is called The Power of Symbols, How the Universe Speaks in Signs. And I hope it opens your eyes and your intuition to just how beautifully and constantly the universe is in conversation with you. So let's begin with a short meditation to attune to the frequency of symbols. Now, just a reminder to please do not listen to this meditation while driving or operating any machinery. If you need your full concentration at this time, please listen with your eyes open and return to experience this meditation with the replay. So, if you're safe, seated and comfortable, begin by closing your eyes if it's safe to do so. Just take a moment to get comfortable, sitting or lying down, whatever feels right for you. Now, as I said, if it's safe to do so, close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in and gently exhale. Let the world outside soften. This time is for you. Let your thoughts dissolve like mist at sunrise. And with each breath, feel yourself dropping deeper into a calm, receptive space. Now, bring your awareness to your heart space. Imagine a gentle light glowing there, soft, steady, and radiant. In this quiet, open space, ask the universe silently or aloud, what symbol is meant for me today? What sign will bring me the protection and guidance I seek? Now, having said that, stay open. You may see something, an image or a colour. You may feel a word rise to the surface or experience just a simple knowing. Perhaps you see a feather or a wolf's eyes. Maybe you hear the sound of a bell or the flutter of tiny wings nearby. Whatever it is, there's no right or wrong, so just allow and receive. Let that symbol imprint upon your awareness. Feel its meaning settle into your body. Trust that it will appear again, perhaps in waking life or in dreams, perhaps in nature or even on your social feed. And now, slowly begin to bring yourself back. Wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your shoulders if you like, and when you're ready, if your eyes were closed, open them up again, feeling that you are attuned, that you are actually listening to the universe, and that you are ready to see what it is offering. So what are symbols and why do they matter? Well, symbols are the original language of the soul. Long before we used words, we understood the world through images, metaphors, and sensation. The spiral, the feather, the moon, the flame. These are all more than just objects. They hold energy. They hold stories. They hold frequency. And when a symbol shows up repeatedly in your life, it's rarely a coincidence. Maybe you've seen 11:11 on the clock every day this week. Maybe a certain animal keeps crossing your path, literally or metaphorically. Maybe your dreams are filled with water or mountains or keys. These signs are part of what many call the universal alphabet, the way spirit communicates with your soul when your logical mind isn't looking. And how beautiful when that happens. And you don't need to be a psychic to read these signs. You just need to be present and willing. So let's look at a real life example of symbolic guidance in action. Let me share a story that still gives me goosebumps. I once had a client who kept seeing hummingbirds. Well, probably not in real life, but on mugs, T-shirts, book covers, even in random places like on a billboard or a sticker on a car. Now, she dismissed it at first, but during one of our Spirit Talk Journey sessions, she mentioned feeling like she had no direction and that she had been praying for a sign. When we unpacked the symbolism of the hummingbird, everything clicked. The hummingbird represents joy, resilience, and the ability to travel long distances in pursuit of nourishment. She was reminded of a dream that she had buried. Opening a holistic retreat center focused on joy and emotional healing. What an amazing thing to remember. That symbol was the universe giving her a green light. And once she listened, truly listened, the next steps unfolded almost magically. And that's how symbols work. They're not just messages, they're invitations to remember your power, your truth, and your path. Now, for today's show, I've drawn a card from a very cute little deck, a very light-hearted deck, which is called the Fortune Teller Oracle Cards. And this week's card, which is very, very good for this particular show, is a sacred symbol will bring you protection and guidance. Now, this card is such a perfect confirmation of today's topic. It reminds us that something powerful is coming into your awareness, a symbol, a sign, or an image that carries profound guidance. Now, you might not understand it immediately, but trust this. This symbol is a marker on your path. It's there to light your way, to assure you that you're not alone, and to nudge you back towards your truth. So keep aware of things that are happening around you, the things you see, the things you hear. And of course, this card's energy says, stay alert, stay open. Spirit is sending a sign just for you. So be curious, be playful, don't overthink it. That number, that cloud shape, that animal or that word that just keeps reappearing, well, that is your sign. And of course, every day we see things and then things start to repeat. And here are some symbol spotting tips for when that happens. And I remind you, you don't need a psychic reading to start working with signs. Here are a few simple ways to become fluent in the universe's symbolic language. Set an intention. In the morning, ask, what sign do I need today? And then be open to seeing and receiving. If you like, keep a symbol journal. Track what you see. Record when you see it and how you felt at that time. And over time, patterns will emerge. And of course, pay attention to repetition. If something shows up 3 times in a short period, definitely take notice and perhaps make note of it in your journal just to be sure. And look beyond the literal. Seeing a fox doesn't necessarily mean fox. It may represent cleverness, adaptability, or your need to stay unseen for now. And use oracle cards as catalysts, like the one we drew today. Let them guide your awareness, but not dictate your truth. And above all, trust yourself. You are more intuitive than you know. Absolutely, and I trust you to know that as well. So if this message from today's show speaks to you and you'd like to go deeper, you're warmly invited to book a one-on-one reading with me or explore my Spirit Talk journeys. It's a beautiful, gentle process that uncovers the hidden soul messages behind your spoken words or even your animal companion's words. Right now, I'm offering a free 30-minute Spirit Talk journey that new clients can come and try for themselves. So visit spirittalk.au to book yours. And just as we finish today, remember, the universe is not silent. It speaks in patterns, whispers, and symbols. And you are perfectly designed to understand that language because it's the language of your soul. So also you can visit me on holistic-health.au and contact me through that website as well. So until next time, have a blessed week. Stay curious, stay connected, and stay in the light.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Mystic B Spiritual Insights, hosted by Anna Marie. Live from mystic-b.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Mystic B Spiritual Insights
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to Mystic B Spiritual Insights. My name is Anna Marie. I am your host, and in this episode, I hope I'm also a bit of your guide, maybe a messenger, and that we can just journey through our time together in positive and really connected ways. If you are joining us for the first time, I just want to say welcome. I hope that you find this time meaningful, and if for some reason you don't happen to get a reading on this call, please don't be discouraged. Just be open-minded, listen to the messages that we're sharing in our time together, and you never know, there might be something insightful in just the conversation and insights that we're sharing with upcoming callers. Before we go down that road, I wanted to just acknowledge this season of mothering energy that we're moving into. Just share a little bit of thought and really the concept of mothering or motherhood this really isn't an idea of motherhood, but it's really the essence of nurturing and protecting, providing someone or something with unconditional love. And it shows up in lots of different ways. It's not about gender. It's really about the divine feminine. So it's not tied to biology either, but this is really just an energetic force, and it works through people in spirit and nature and even through ourselves. So just keep in mind as we talk about things like Mother's Day and we're acknowledging certain people, just know that mothering energy is really what reaches out to you when you're hurting and nurturing you. It's the stranger that may acknowledge you or smile at you when you're having a really hard day. It could be that mentor, that teacher that believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. So just know that the mothering energy, right, whether it's Mother Earth, this divine nurturing energy, will keep showing up in your life. Just be open to it, embrace it. You may see it in a feather, in the smell of roses. You might see a hummingbird just hovering around you, perhaps a dragonfly. That's one of my favorites. But I just hope as we move into this season and this upcoming weekend, just open your mind to the concept of just mothering energy in all of its forms. And I hope you find it and it finds you. I also want to just acknowledge there is a special soul that has a birthday today. His name is Jordan, which also happens to be the name of my son. Now, I never actually met Jordan in this lifetime, but I've come to know him through the spirit realm after connecting with his mother. And since then, it's been a few years now, Jordan has come through 4 or 5 times in a number of occasions in a variety of ways. But I just want to acknowledge his energy. He is just this vibrant spirit, has all this enthusiasm. He is one of those spirits that loves to show up and connect with me, incessant chatter. And so I just want to say to Jordan, thank you for showing up today, for sharing your birthday with me. You may not be here in physical form, but your spirit is so vibrant and so alive. And thank you to your mom for sharing your wonderful spirit with me. This episode is for you, Jordan. So happy birthday. Now I just ask that we just kind of come together with some love, divine energy, open minds, some grace, and let's see if we can work together to unveil some insights, not only for callers on the show, but for everyone that might be tuning in, either live or on replay or via podcast. And remember, if you don't happen to get a reading, just don't be discouraged. You can connect with me one-on-one on Facebook, my Mystic Bee page. You can connect with one of the other psychics in the network. And again, there may be some messages hidden in with some of the other callers today. So let's go ahead and see if we can connect with Mandy. I believe we have Mandy in Townsville, Queen Island, Australia. Queensland, yes?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Mandy. I am doing well. It's nice to hear from you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Great. I'd like to ask Mandy if you are interested in a general reading, or is there a specific topic that you would like to try to cover?
Oh, look, general. We'll go
Just general? Okay. I will say, just kind of off the cuff, Mandy, I feel like you're an artist of some sort. I'm not sure. Are you an artist?
I do enjoy, I've been doing a lot of art lately.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just getting the art, and I feel like there's different mediums. I feel like you have some innate talent for a performing art, but I'm feeling tangible drawings, paintings kind of around you right now. So I'm just saying that's coming through. So that's coming through really well. So just know this, even just your energy coming across, I think the art is really doing you a lot of good. So I don't know if you've thought about it being really cathartic or a form of therapy for you, but I feel like you've
it's
gone.
My therapy.
Okay. Because I feel like you've gone through some real struggles and I feel like you're on the other side of those, but this art is really, really good for you. I just feel, just keep that going. It feels like it's really important just for your growth, your development, your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So I love that you're doing that. Now I have to admit, I don't know. I feel like you have children, but I feel like you have grown children. But I don't know if you have like someone else's child that you sort of are a role model for, or you sort of help nurture and raise. Do you have a youth in your life or in your immediate circle?
I have a daughter. She's 14, but she isn't living with me at the moment.
Okay. And that might be some of the energy that I'm feeling. Like I feel like children, but they don't feel like they're in the home, which is I'm maybe interpreting it at them older than they are. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is that I feel like that is a big concern for you. And it's not my business why she's in your home or outside of the home, but I feel like there are some financial concerns or trying to get caught up on just some life events and put yourself in a stronger, more stable position. Does this make sense for you?
Kind of.
Okay. So
it was not my. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say the energy that I'm getting is that you are managing a number of things in your life. And even if she wanted to live with you, you are trying to focus on, or it feels like you're trying to focus on more fundamental, creating more stable things in your environment. Does this make sense?
Yes, spot on.
Okay. I also feel like you are waiting to get some information that has to do with something financial. So I don't know if you are exploring a new professional prospect and you're waiting for that answer that opens the financial doorway, or if it's something more specific, like it doesn't feel like a loan. It just feels like you're waiting for information that connects to money and opportunity. Does this make sense for you?
Yep, spot on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm about to start a new job next week.
Okay, because it feels like there's some other details you're waiting for. And I have, I sort of have different symbols for what comes verbally and what comes in writing, but it feels like you're waiting for something in writing. I also feel like whether it's specifically for the new job or if it's something else that you started pursuing to get the job, but I feel like you are in, or you're going to be in sort of an apprentice role. So not just learning as a new employee, but I feel like you're actually learning something new, or you've been learning something new. And it's not the art, right? It's something more trade, professionally.
Correct.
Okay. So I feel that, and I actually feel like that additional education you're getting is going to take you very far with your employment. So not only do you have this employment coming, right, and you're getting this information and you have that great doorway, but I feel like this additional knowledge is really going to open up just future opportunities for you.
More opportunities. Yeah.
Great. And I feel like you're excited about it. I feel like it's something that you weren't expecting to be interested in, but now you're really curious and you want to figure it all out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're so onto it. Yeah, that's perfectly. Yep.
So I also don't know if so it feels father energy to me, but it feels like your father energy. And so I feel a little bit of distance. I don't feel like it's husband or ex-husband or partner energy. It feels more senior to you. So if it's not your immediate father, it's like a father figure to you. But I feel like there's some sort of distance, or there needs to be a conversation or some communication that just hasn't been happening. Do you have a father figure that you've not been communicating well with lately?
Oh my God! So my dad's just flown over to Italy for a holiday, and in the last day, he's been trying to get in touch with me on the phone, but every time he calls, I'm working.
Okay. Because I feel like there's something with dad and not communicating with dad. So I'm just going to say, pick up the phone. And even if you say, I have to call you back, I
Right,
think
I'm
you
going to
won't.
do that.
Yeah, it just, I feel like there's some worry or there's some stress there. So acknowledge dad, at least let him know that you're alive and well. I think that would be in his
Yes.
best interest. But good for him for taking on some vacation. I also
Yes.
feel like it's kind of interesting. I'm just going to expand a little bit more on the father energy. So your tone in talking about your father feels kind of lighthearted, but I actually feel like you have some underlying like headaches with your father. And so I don't know if he's kind of inserting himself more than he should in your personal affairs, but just know
No.
he has your
No,
he has your best.
he's not like that.
Okay, I was just going to say,
Yeah, no,
just
he's not like that. We have a really good relationship.
yeah, and it feels that way. But what I was going to say, and maybe he hasn't done it yet, but I'm just going to say, just know, he has your best interest at heart. So appreciate him, and all that he offers you. I can feel with your laughter and him trying to reach you, right, that it's positive energy. But my hope is, Mandy, that you have a beautiful start to your new job, that you keep fostering these loving relationships with your family members, and that you feel encouraged just about all the things that you're working on right now. And your daughter, don't worry about your daughter. Your she's fine. She's going to be fine. You're going to be fine, but just focus on these fundamental pieces that you're putting together. And I think you'll be surprised at how everything else starts falling into place.
Yeah, exactly. I've been told that by more than one person.
Oh, good. So is that helpful for you? Excuse me.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And it's funny when you do get a reading, it's almost like I already knew this. It just needed confirming.
Yep. No, that's it. Most of it, our intuition's already kind of revealed to us, but you just need some validation or affirmation. So congratulations on the new job. I wish you the best. And we hope you tune in again soon.
I will. Now, do you have 1 minute? Do you have any? Are you able to pick up any spiritual energy around me at all? Or
are you talking about people that have passed over?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to try to focus on it. I'm not immediately getting anything straight away, but just you prompting. Yep. I feel female energy. It doesn't feel like a mother though. So even if your mother passed, this sort of the energy feels more like a grandmother that may have participated in raising you. But I would just say this: don't take that as any discouragement. I think for me that means that there's other priorities right in your life right now for you to focus on, and they're at peace. But just know this: you are always connected with them. Have conversations with them as you carry on through your day. Ask them for signs, and they'll communicate their messages to you directly.
Oh, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mandy. Congrats again, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks again.
All right, take care. So let's see if we can get connected now with Colleen, calling from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which we all love Oshkosh. Colleen, are you with us?
Hi, Anne Marie.
Can I say Oshkosh Bigosh and get away with it?
Yeah, I'm not originally from here myself, so it's like
that's okay.
I don't even know where the Bigosh is.
I know. I just know as a mom, it was always the little overalls, right, with the Oshkosh Bigosh.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, Colleen, I would love to support you in some way during this show. Would you like a general reading, or would you like to cover like a specific topic?
Well, general runs into everything, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, whatever shows up, shows up in the brief moments we have. So we'll go general. Okay. So I'm just going to say, for some odd reason, I'm wanting to just talk about my immediate impressions. I don't know if you have new love or renewed love, but I feel like a union or a partnership, some romantic connection has just got like a shot in the arm. Does that make sense for you?
I have not met anyone.
Okay, nope, that's okay.
I would love to.
Well, I was going to say, my first impression is it feels new love is the first energy that I'm getting with you. It's new union, new love. It just feels like ignited. So that could be just an initial spark, like a recent introduction. So just know this, the energy that I immediately am getting for you is romantic and union related. So if you haven't officially met a potential romantic mate, don't overlook recent introductions, okay? Because I'm definitely getting the energy. So if you want it, that's great. But I'm getting that for you. So maybe we can drill in on that a little bit. I also feel financial opportunities coming your way. So I don't know if you've been seeking new sources of income, but I feel like financial opportunities coming in, but it doesn't feel like necessarily a job change. It feels like something different. Have you been pursuing additional income sources or channels?
I've just been looking, see what's out there, kind of thing.
Okay. So I feel like you're going to, if you're putting the energy out there to manifest a new profession or something like that, I'm going to say, if you're happy where you are, don't overlook the prospect of literally asking for a raise or advocating for yourself to get a promotion.
I just got a raise.
Okay. Then maybe that's what I feel like I'm getting, but I feel the new money, but I don't feel the job change. So the raise makes sense. But if you feel dissatisfied with the raise, if you're still looking after the raise, don't be afraid to go back and try to negotiate something more. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, just the dollars. It could be more time off. It could be them paying for more education or special training or opening up for you to do a special program or project. But I feel more money coming towards you in addition to this romantic ignition or prospect energy that I'm getting. I also don't know if you have recently had or if you are thinking about someone in your past kind of coming back around, but I feel the energy of you trying to understand a past relationship or missing or wanting some resolution or reconnection with a past relationship. So in your snooping around and seeing what's out there, are you poking and prodding old loves?
There's one person that keeps in touch with me since I've moved away 3 years ago. We always keep in touch like he's my best friend.
Okay, but you haven't seen him?
No.
Okay, so if he's the energy that I'm getting, I just feel like there's someone in your past that you are thinking about, like resurrecting something with. So if he's your best friend, I feel heart energy. I feel like there's still a romantic connection with the two of you. It's not just that you're great friends. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. So don't overlook. So when I said I'm feeling a union, right, and I'm feeling that romantic energy, and then I'm also feeling energy about someone in your past that you're still fond of, right, feel connected to, just be open to the possibilities, because I think you both want the same thing. I think logistically, maybe you're not there right now, but I think you're both interested in pursuing something again. Have you talked about it?
No.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just saying, so be open, right? Be open. Just don't put him in the friend zone if you don't want him in the friend zone. Because I feel like just be yourself. I think he loves you for who you are. There's going to be no judgment. There's nothing for you to perfect, in reuniting with him or having a vacation or seeing him at an airport, passing cities. I don't know. But I feel like he feels financially secure to me. He feels like he has some stability. He feels like he would make you feel safe. So not just a good teammate, but he also feels, like he would be sort of that protector, sort of the guardian. I don't want to say white knight, but he's got a couple of those qualities. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. He's always looked out for me.
Yeah, he does. He feels like he's sort of your protector, but that he has that guardian energy. But I feel like he's also well established, and I know that's attractive to you. And I think he can offer things besides just being a great human. Just don't put him so in the friend zone that you hide your affection for him, because I think that he has the same affection for you. You guys, I think, are just playing coy. Do you?
Well, before I moved, I did tell him I loved him, and he told me he loved me, but I had to move.
There you go.
He
All
didn't want
right,
to
there we
commit.
go. Yeah, no, that's okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys got that on the table. Just make sure it hasn't died. Just because you don't live in the same area doesn't mean you can't find your way back to each other. I feel like it's a good possibility. It's not that teen love, but it's definitely a mature, genuine, authentic love that you have for one another. And I think it is beyond romantic, which is good. But I think you'd be surprised. I think the two of you could be really happy together. So on your journey, right, don't dismiss the idea of maybe being a snowbird or, thinking of some other maybe unconventional ways that the two of you can start to explore that a little bit further. I just think it's worth exploring. And so I don't want you to be shy about your feelings. Is he in finance, or is he some sort of, is he working finance?
I'm not. Well, he runs an entire department at a warehouse.
Oh,
So
okay.
I guess
Yeah.
somewhat he would be finance.
Well, we won't stretch it, but he feels very good with money. He feels like he has the means, the knowledge, that if for some reason there's reluctance on the two of you seeing each other, I think he would totally pay to come see you or pay for you to go see him. So I want you to just be open to that, because I think there's something coming up. And I don't know what your plans are this summer, but I could see you two reconnecting in person in the next 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome.
So, yeah. So just make it known, right, that he's not in the friend zone. Be your authentic self, and don't worry about having to be perfect or presenting yourself in a certain way, because that's not his nature. That's not who he is.
No.
Is he have children? I feel like he has children. Okay. I feel like he feels like he has children energy around him. So I don't know if he's uncle.
He does, because he's a advocate for foster children.
Perfect.
He's
He's a guardian ad litem. I am also a guardian ad litem, so I understand that. So yeah, so he has that child energy, and for some odd reason, I feel like it's the attachment to the child energy is the only reason why he wouldn't just pick up and move to be with you. It is just that. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels very important to him. But you know what? I think your paths are going to cross again. I just don't want you to be so shy about your feelings or thoughts, because I think you have the person in front of you that you are most interested in. And, you know, I think it's mutual. So you might not have been planning on talking about love stuff with me, but I feel it's like it's all reconnecting with your past and this romantic ignition that I'm feeling, which feels like it's been between the two of you. So I hope that's offered you some optimism, Colleen. I'm excited for you. I think you've got a winner, and I think you're a winner too. So I hope that's given you some encouragement as you come into the weekend. And don't be shy about checking back and letting me know if you've got your plane ticket. But I hope that I hope that provides you with some clarity or validation today.
Yes, that helped me a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations on just being optimistic, being clear about the kind of humans that you're most connected with. And I love the fact that you guys have stayed connected despite your move. So I wish you the best, but let us know how it goes. And please just tune in again next week and help cheer on some other folks that are looking for love.
Yeah, I wish everybody the best with that.
All right. Colleen, thank you very much. So thank all of you for tuning in again this week. And just remember, this mothering energy, whatever it looks like in your life, just know that you are worthy of being loved and nurtured. And if you didn't grow up with the kind of care that you really needed, maybe you've lost someone really important to you, just know that that energy is not gone. Divine energy is around you always. It moves through spirit and signs, and it's reflecting in nature every day. Please take care of yourselves. Share words of appreciation and encouragement for those that have nurtured and loved and protected you along the way. And we look forward to connecting with you again next week.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Understanding Spirit. I'm your host, Mary. I hope you're all doing really well and ready for the weekend. I am. I've been feeling the energy sort of like really up and down sort of lately. If some of you are feeling like your energy is being pulled in one direction or you're being drained, I want to say listen to your body, listen to spirit. If you don't take a break and look after yourself, spirit will do it for you. So, you know, if you sort of get sick or it's like, you know, or you fall or something like that, touch wood, nothing like that happens to you, but pay attention to your body. A lot of people are feeling very drained at the moment, so yeah, look after yourselves, and I just sort of felt like I needed to give you that. We're going to go into the 3-card pull. Take a moment to just sort of see which card you resonate to, or whether you feel drawn to 1, 2, or 3, and also remember, it's a collective reading. I try to give as much information as I can. If it doesn't make sense to you right now, it might make sense to you down the track, or it could be for somebody else, but take it as it resonates, okay? If you have been drawn to card 1, this is your card here, which is plain. There's a plane on there. Okay, I'll just read that out for you. It's got a journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. Okay, when like I tune into this card, I feel like either, yes, it goes in the direction of somebody going on a trip, and I feel like, you know, this is something that either you're going to do with friends or you need to do, you know, with a group of friends. I also feel like it can be a spiritual journey as well, where you need to be with like-minded people. I also feel like if you've been intimidated or you felt bothered, you know, by people, you need to share that with somebody, or be with people that are like-minded, where you can talk about your problems if you can't with any family or friends. I do feel there is lessons here, and it's about like not giving up and keep moving forward in the direction that you want until you achieve your goals and your dreams. All right, the plane is just like flying high as well. Okay. If you have been drawn to card 2, it is this one. It is death. People don't like this card. However, you know, as you can see, it's a transformation. It's butterflies coming out. Yes, you know, people do pass away. Unfortunately, we do lose our loved ones. You know, that's part of life. However, it's got here a time of natural transition and transformation. Okay. I do feel this is like now time letting go of any bad karma. I feel like you have moved on from that. So start sitting, you know, placing yourself in light, placing yourself where you don't attract any more karma for yourself, and only things moving forward in a positive way for you. I am also getting like a bit of creepy creeping vibe. So I don't know if somebody's sort of watching you, or maybe stalking you, you know, on Facebook or something, you know. So just be careful what you kind of put out there with yourself. I also feel like to say to you, don't let any opportunities pass you by. Like, pay attention, and you know, like what's going on around you, you know, like if somebody brings something up, be like, oh, what are you talking about, what's that? Like, see if it's something that's relevant to you. And I just feel like I need to say to you, let your imagination kind of run wild and just kind of really fuel your dreams, okay? Because you are moving on, whether this is spiritual or, you know, in your life. It's like doors are closing behind you. You're moving into a better part of your life right now, okay? If you have been drawn to card 3, it's this card which has got snake on it, and it's got here, your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but be careful. When I drew this card, I kept feeling like there was somebody that was a snake, you know, kind of around you. And so just be careful, you know, like block anybody that's negative, avoid any people that are a bit, you know, crazy. I do kind of feel that you're protected though at this moment, but I will still say, won't light yourself, sage yourself, stuff like that. If there's anyone around you that has addictions or is just a toxic personality, just I feel like you need to be careful around them as well. Also, any negative energy, your thoughts and that you have, they don't have power over you, okay? So just, you know, let them go. You can do whatever you want to dream. Just think positive things and just trust your intuition, okay, at this time. All right, good luck with all of that. I have Elizabeth on the line. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
How can I help you today, Elizabeth?
Are you pulling cards, or I don't even know what you're doing?
Well, you could just tell me, what would you like to know? If I feel like I need to draw cards, I will draw cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you just tell me what you would like from your reading, and I will let Spirit guide me.
Right now, my son is ill, and yeah, I was just wondering, you know, what the future is.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I do see your son. I see him like weighed quite heavily down with this. Does your son or play basketball, or was he playing basketball or anything like that?
No, he has autism, and he's 51, and he had a kidney removed about 4 years ago, and now there's question about the other kidney.
Okay, all right. All right, well, let me see. I do feel like, yeah, the decision around that needs to be made, and I feel like maybe you haven't like wanted to face that decision just yet, but okay, they've got a card that fell out, which is the Page of Swords. A lot of cards falling out for you. Just give me a sec here. I feel like at the moment you need to wait with your cards. I drew 2 cards asking them. One is the Page of Swords and one is the 7 of Cups. And for me, they are both no cards. I feel like you need to look at other options and see. Spirit is saying to me, do your research, maybe even get another opinion. Yeah, there's. Are you not happy with the current doctor that you're saying that he's saying?
No, we're happy with the doctor.
Okay. Well, I do feel you need to either you get another opinion or you need to ask more questions. I feel like it's not going to be. I don't feel like it's threatening for your son. Like whatever you do, I feel like he's still. I don't see like he's going to pass away like right now or as a result of that. Does that make sense for you? I see like he'll still be okay. Right, because I'm asking if you'll pass and I'm getting a no, and I'm asking again, and Spirit are like giving me a red cross, and they're giving it to me, so if you have concerns about that, what is his understanding of what is going on? Because I feel like maybe he doesn't understand a lot of what is going on.
Absolutely does not.
Yeah. So I feel like that's what you need to take care of, like to prepare him as well for what's going to happen, around that. And also, do you Spirit is showing me like visuals of like photos and things like that you can explain it to him in a way like from start to finish, like where he's gonna go, what's gonna happen. It doesn't have to be in detail, just so there's some understanding of where he is if he's in a hospital, and then him going back to home. Does that make sense for you, Elizabeth?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because I'm seeing fear around him, and when he's had a procedure before, I'm getting that he was I'm just getting like fear and being scared. So you just need to prepare him better for it. Does he have like behaviors of concern as well when he doesn't understand something?
Yes and no. I don't know the answer.
That's okay, because I just see him behaving physically, sort of like, and I'm not talking necessarily about him hurting anybody. I'm just like talking about whether, he sort of like whether he hits himself or, like that kind of, it's like the frustration of not knowing and not understanding. And also Spirit is saying to me what the recovery is going to be like as well. All right, but it's got to be put in a positive, like whatever medication, you're going to take tablets for this and that's going to help with this and you're going to feel better, but it's all about the preparation for him.
Okay.
All right. And then I just see everything kind of like taping down, right? And kind of like settling for a while with him, at least in the physical body. I know mentally that's an ongoing thing with a disability, but with the physical, I just see it settling down. Okay.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Love Life with Katana Star. Katana Star. Live from katanastar.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Love Life
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, how's everyone feeling at the moment? We are smack right into a new moon in Leo and it's Mercury retrograde, so expect tech problems, story of my life. Sometimes miscommunications can happen a lot in Mercury retrograde too, just misunderstandings generally, but you can ride with it. And look, it's been a sad couple of days, the music industry has lost a legend, Ozzy Osbourne. I worshipped him in my younger days, I tell you what, and the boomers and the Gen Xers are really feeling it because really his music was the core of, I believe, the core of heavy metal, and he was a legend. And then today with the passing of Hulk Hogan, he was my hero growing up in childhood too. So it's I guess it's, the older we get, the more our heroes and mentors are going to be crossing over, and it's just a reminder of how short life is and to make the most of it, because they were two great men that were very controversial yet influential, particularly to my childhood anyway. So rest in peace to both of them. Now I'm just shuffling quickly to do a collective message and then I'll be taking a caller. All right, so here we go. The Emperor. The Emperor is a very, very powerful card. It's masculine energy. Hello, Jody. I see I've got you on the phone with me. I'll just quickly explain the collective message of the Emperor and then I'll be right with you. So the Emperor is really about the divine masculine. Some refer to him as the daddy of the tarot. He's can be female energy too, but it is very much the masculine energy side of any individual. The Emperor is about embracing your power, making decisions wisely and with fairness, often for the greater good. The Emperor is someone who knows his power, who embraces his power, and this is a perfect time, with the new moon in Leo being a fire element, which is what the Emperor is as well, his Aries energy actually, to really take, harness your power, embrace what you want and make life count, make each day count. Okay, so that's the the energy of the Emperor. He can also represent good news in business-related transactions and also decisions to do with even parenting and things like that. Okay, so Jody, can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
Wonderful. What can I do for you this evening?
You know what? Either you can tell me what you feel like I need to know, what the spirits, what my guides want me to know, or I could ask you a question. So it's up to you.
Well, we could do both. I mean, we've got a few minutes, so I'll do a general spread and ask what you need to know, okay, and see what guidance comes through. Okay. And then you jump in any time and you can ask me a question. It's your reading. This is your time. So
awesome. Thank you.
I'll just focus now, Jody. What does Jody need to know? Jody, here we go. You've got the Four of Swords, you've got the Eight of Wands, and you've got the Three of Wands here. So, Jody, what your guides and what the energy of the universe through the tarot is wanting you to know right now is that it's a time for you to be taking care of yourself and healing, okay? You've possibly been under a lot of stress recently, and it's now time to step back, because the Four of Swords can indicate taking that time out to nurture yourself, to heal from a stressful event often. This can be health related, it can be relationship related, it can be anything really to do with stress. And with the Eight of Wands here, this is a very a fast-paced moving kind of situation where you might be receiving news on something, okay, linked to this healing that you're doing at the moment or needing to do, that's going to prompt you into action of something. Now, this is all very much about timing. With the Three of Wands here, this means that with your situation of needing to do your self-care, to rest, to heal, The Three of Wands indicates waiting on something, okay? Often another person or a third party about the timing to be right. As you can see in this picture, the woman standing there with her surfboard, just waiting for the perfect wave to catch. And it can sometimes be a little bit of like watching paint dry, because it might feel like it never happens, but always that wave will come in. It's about divine timing. And with the Eight of Wands here, this indicates to me you're going to be receiving news on a situation, possibly health related. Okay. Let's have a look here. This is a situation that could be possibly causing you a lot of grief and anxiety. This is the nine of swords, Jody. It could be causing you worries, sleep disturbances. I mean, you just got to look at the picture. There's a woman kneeling there, feeling quite, hopeless and sad and depressed even. And if this is what you're going through at the moment, really nurture yourself, honey. Do you want to ask me a question at this point? Because I can keep going.
No, keep going. I love what you're saying.
Okay. So the cards are acknowledging, okay, the pain that you're going through, the concerns that you're going through, the need to heal, the need to rest. There is news coming in on a situation, okay, which is about timing. Now, with the Hangman here, this means that things have very much paused for you at the moment, Jody. So you might be feeling stuck at an impasse, or feeling as though until this news comes in, or this person that you might be waiting on, or something that with that Three of Wands energy that I was talking about, you might be waiting for that to come in before you can move on with something, okay? Because the Hangman is often about just being at an impasse, and it's okay, because the Hangman's all about looking at things from the bigger perspective and going within and working out your priorities, because sometimes life just gets so busy that it creeps up, everything creeps up, and then suddenly, bang, everything starts to unravel. Our High Priestess, God, she's beautiful. Jody, the High Priestess is here to tell you that you already have a gut feeling on this situation. If you just quieten your mind, it's hard, and you quieten your emotions, you listen to that gut feeling in the middle, all right? She's here to tell you that to tap into that feeling, to tap into that intuition. We've all got it. That feeling you get when you might be feeling someone's watching you or something like that, and you turn around and they are, that's your intuition telling you. That kind of feeling that you get, we've all got it.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So she's here telling, that's not to say someone's watching you. That's that feeling, to pay attention to your feelings, to your intuition. And they're very heightened at the moment here. There's a new beginning here with something, Jody. Whatever's going on here, these stressful events that have led to this situation for you, it's going to bring you to a brand new beginning with something, starting over completely with something. And we have got the King of Wands. Ooh, the King of Wands. I'll tell you what, he's pretty sexy, this guy. I don't know if you can see the picture. King of Wands, and look, being a new moon in Leo, that's the energy that the King of Wands brings. This is very masculine energy, very much like the energy of the Emperor, which was the collective message I pulled today. This is a masculine figure in your life, okay? It can be a female who's masculine, but this is very masculine energy coming into your life. There's some kind of new beginning to do with the King of Wands. Now, that could be about embracing, your power to make decisions, but that's kind of, I'm getting more, this is a person, okay? Jody, there's a person here, and he's the King of Wands. He's fiery, he's hot, he makes decisions wisely, he's inspiring, and he's someone who knows his power. So there's a new beginning for you with his energy there. And then we've got the Eight of Cups, okay? So this is either going to empower you to walk away from something, okay, with emotional significance for you, Jody, possibly a relationship, because the Eight of Cups are all about relationships and emotions, but something with emotional significance. And the energy of the King of Wands is going to be a new beginning. So that's either leaving a situation to walking into the energy of the King of Wands, or it could be walking away from the King of Wands for that matter. Okay, so that's there. And then you've got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is beautiful. The Page of Cups is about, Jody, life is too short. Go back to your inner childhood hopes and dreams. And often they could think, oh, pigs might fly. Well, guess what? When you were a little girl, you believed they could. And this is what things are all about in life. Remember your hopes, remember your aspirations. No dream is too big. You can make it happen. Okay. And that's what the Page of Wands is all about. It's about feeling inspired again, finding hope again, finding passion in life again. Okay. And this is all what's coming up for you, Jody. All right. So when it's almost like you're just at an impasse at the moment. You're waiting on this wave to come in, this news to come in, or something to happen. Then you've got a renewal linked to the energy of the King of Wands there, either walking away from him or he's coming into your life, and it's going to inspire you to dream again and to find passion in life again. Okay. And remember your hopes and your aspirations, and also trust your intuition, because the High Priest always comes out when someone's highly intuitive. And if it's a time that, they really should be focusing on their intuition. Now, I've just got 60 seconds left, Jody. So is there another quick, anything here that you want me to clarify or confirm or anything?
No, it's been a wonderful reading. It's so relate to what I'm living in my life. So, I just needed to hear everything you just said. So it was right on target. So thank you so much. I so appreciate it.
Thanks, Jody. The tarot are amazing. Okay. Anyone can learn tarot, but I'll save that for another show. But thank you so much. And everyone else, blessed be. Take care. Have a beautiful week. And I'll see you same time next week. Thank you.
Comfort, clarity, or a connection to the other side? Lady Phyllis is a gifted medium, author, and talk show host on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. She's here to help you find peace and purpose through personal readings, spiritual development classes, and her exclusive Patreon, where new guests share their wisdom weekly. Visit ladyphyllis.com to book your session, follow Lady Phyllis on Facebook, and explore what the spirit world has waiting for you.
Hey, Eric Soto with SotoTarot.com and A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV. It's great to see you again this month. We're in May, so it's the 1st of May. Isn't that awesome? So I get to kick it off for the month with all the other stars on this program as well. So a good thing that just happened here, and I'll share it to you before we get any callers in. We just got in with my favorite metaphysical shop, Real Live Metaphysical in Cedar Rapids. Hi, everyone. We did a little tarot go around, and I always learn something. If you've been in tarot the longest that I have, over 30 years, you learn that you don't know everything. And as we drove around and then we did our little tarot card swaps, we went and did this little program where you take a card out and you read. Each person takes a card out, has something that they have an inspiration for or a question for, and then they pass it down the line. And everybody who came around, believe it or not, I keep talking about this crazy thing like connections, right? How we're connected, that it's not the magical cards necessarily, it's the connections that we have psychically. And science every day is explaining that, how we're connected on a quantum field. But long and the short, we went around and some people didn't even know the decks we were using. Some people weren't really very adept at reading tarot or even being in this type of situation. So we had different levels, we had different ages, we had male, female. I think I was only male in the group, but it doesn't matter. But the idea of that we all were able to read very differently, different perspectives of the same card read for the same person. It's very interesting how it still comes around and still is right. As a collective, we still had the whole story. I think I've heard different versions of this. There could be 10 people in the room, right? And everybody sees a red ball on the table, a white table. And then they ask you, describe a few paragraphs of what you see. And some people write about the red ball. It's very round. It's very red. It's in the middle of a white table. And other people will go beyond that. They'll say there are how many people in the room and what they're wearing. And other people will talk about the scents in the room or the sounds in the room or the feeling of anxiety or happiness in the room. You'll get 10 different perspectives is what I'm saying. But again, they're all correct and they're all making the whole. So it was interesting. Thanks for inviting me over at the Real Live. We had the Tea and Tarot. I'll give you a little shout out again. They do it in Cedar Rapids every first Thursday of the month. And today was the first. We just happened to be doing it. And there's always something to learn. It's nothing about the cards. The more we sit, it's more about the connections. It's more about how we learn from each other of how we see the world differently. We're in the same room, same card, different ideas of what it means, but ultimately reading for the same person, still very true and very much of what that person needs to hear. So I like to share that because there's always something that happens in real life. It's not just all spirituality, right? Spirituality is real life. There's, we have to pay our taxes and we have to go to work and we have to do our family thing and what have you. But there are times where if you sit back and look how much we are the same, as much as we think we're different, we're very much the same. And that's pretty much the message that I like to share, that the connections that we have, the longer you do this, the more you understand, and other people here on this program will say the same thing. We're very connected in so many ways. Australia's out there, UK's out there, the United States and Canada, and all around the world. It doesn't matter the distance. We're still quantumly entangled. We're spiritually entangled, and we still have that connection. Funny thing with also that I noticed too, that we had someone during the reading here where I had my cards go around, which is interesting because they don't have words or anything on them, right? They're just pictures. And still, I think I know I'm the creator of my own deck, right? I keep talking about I made my deck in 2015. I had a 4-day vision. This was a big deal. I still use them today. But I had 10 different, or we didn't have 10 people, but the people at the table, we had different perspectives that I have never heard of before. This looks like an X-ray. This looks like a fish. This looks like a beetle. This looks like, but again, the message was still correct, and the message still helped me of a question that I had. So very interesting that even that I couldn't deal with the tarot decks that were out there at the day, so I had to make my own. Still, people are reading into my deck and saying that, yes, you might be the author of this, but you're not ultimately the user, and the users are all of us. I have Lynn in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. How are you, Lynn?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing fabulous. And good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know it's probably a way different time over there, but I'm very happy that you're online
Good morning
today.
still.
Good morning. Good. That's what I like to hear. It's nighttime here, but it's nice to hear that it's morning there. So we can do this a lot of different ways. If you've seen my program or you haven't seen my program, I can pull a card. We can do a question specifically. It is a G-rated program, so we don't want to get too deep, but I'm very happy to connect in any way, which way you wish to.
I just want a general reading thing.
That's exactly
there's
fine.
No question. Just, yeah.
That's the best time, because ultimately, when we don't know a question, we actually do have a question. We just don't know that we have a question. So I like to say, for those playing at home, this is reversed, and this is a High Priestess card reversed. It looks like a crystal ball with a lot of different, if I can get it right, a lot of different colors inside, and there's a shadow on top. So the High Priestess is our inner soul. That's our higher self that we're listening to. Or if you've ever heard, that's your voice in your head, right? Hey, I need to pick up a loaf of bread. Hey, I need to go and do something. That's also your inner self. But on the spiritual side, it's very much the High Priestess card. It's the one that teaches you right from wrong. It's the one that gets you out of that bind when you're not sure if should I do this or should I not do this. And when there's a shadow on the side here, it just means we haven't been listening to ourselves enough. We know, and a lot of people may or may not agree with me, but believe it or not, you know you better than anybody, including your parents, including your lover, including, well, your pet, who thinks they know you, right? They come around all the time and chase you. But you know you more than you, and especially your higher self knows you and will always try to teach you or try to reach out to you, whether in dreams, whether in symbols, or whether in just in daily life, and lead you along. You usually have those aha moments when, oh, this is a time that I should be going this way. I should take that job. I should go with that person and marry that person. I have that feeling inside, that gut feeling. That's the High Priestess. So I'll go back on there and I'll build on that for a minute. You don't have to say yes or no or maybe, but you can if you wish. But this is telling me that there's a time here that maybe you just weren't listening a little bit to yourself. And again, reversed is the Five of Pentacles. And it's telling me that there is a path for you. There's a question going on, and there's always a question of should I have gone this way or that, or should I have chosen that path? And the Five of Pentacles is the physical realm, fire here in the front of a curtain and a cool cave in the back. So there is always a way out. There is always a path forward in the physical sense. But sometimes, not that we're hard-headed or we just don't listen, we think maybe that we second guess ourselves, and then later on we kick ourselves in the head and go, why did I not listen to myself? I should have gone with that gut feeling. Has that happened to you recently, or are you going through that exactly right now?
Yes, I am going through that right now.
Okay, so this is where the teaching part is. You know you better. I'm not saying anything specific. You're connecting here in Australia in a beautiful morning, hopefully. I'm here in Midwestern Iowa. That's, the middle of nowhere toward the end of evening. But it's you saying that I wasn't sure if I should really be thinking about. I know the answer to this certain circumstance. Other people may be telling you what to do. There might be second guessing on your end, but ultimately you already had that gut feeling. You already had that idea of saying, I am the hermit, my best teacher. I am that teacher on the mountain up above of the highest rooftop or the highest mountain looking above. I have the best perspective is what the hermit card means. It's a teacher card. And what did I say earlier? You are your best teacher. So if you're fumbling around with an answer right now and you're not quite sure, should I have done this? Should I have not done this? Do I feel regret for this? Which way? I'm going to say this, and I say this anyway. A good tarot reading or any kind of oracle reading, psychic reading, is always going to be something you already knew. Problem is, I didn't know, but you knew it, and you're just looking for that connection of someone understanding where you're coming from. Maybe locally, you're just not getting people to agree with you, and that happens. And sometimes it's not that only we're not getting agreement to, as this said in reverse, it's the judgment card. We're getting judged based on, again, do you really know? Do you understand the situation, Lynn? Are you really sure you know yourself? And the answer still is always yes. We may make mistakes. There might be consequences for the mistakes, but ultimately there's reasons for our choices and why we choose that. So I'm going to ask you to stick to your guns a little bit here. If you've already made that and say it's okay that you chose that way, that something will come of it. But if you're still in the middle of that right now, because it still feels fresh, it's okay to choose that gut feeling to go for. You're going to get a little bit of friction. You're going to get a little bit of a judgment. But ultimately, you're the teacher. You're the one that knows the higher perspective of, and it could be age, it could be perspective, it could be the circumstance in this situation. Ultimately, you're going to know the best. Is that resonating with you?
Yes, it is.
Was that part of was that something kind of in the back of your mind going, I wonder if this is going to come up? I don't know. We never know, right? If you're resonating with it, it's supposed to be that, oh, yeah, I knew that. But we still want to hear that, right? That's why we go to confessional. That's why we go to our best friend's house, and we just talk things out on a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. We want to hear that. Did I do the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I being heard? And they say, yes, you're being heard. Most of the time, a good friend doesn't tell you what to do. They usually just say, I hear you and I support you, whatever that is. And that's the support saying, yes, you should be supportive in that. Would you like to ask something specific along those lines?
No, I feel as though I've been validated.
Validated. Okay. Well, how is the weather? I'd like to give you a few seconds here. How's the weather over there? Last time I talked to somebody, Gold Coast, it was horrible.
It was beautiful when I first came on, but it's now becoming overcast. We've had rain off and on, but it's supposed to be going into winter, but it's still very warm.
You know what? I forgot about that. You're in the southern hemisphere. So your winter starts now and our summer starting now in the northern hemisphere. I forgot about that. I'll have to remember that. Maybe it'll be cheap to come around this time when it's winter time. Sure, the tickets are probably dirt cheap to go to Australia at this point.
Probably.
I'll have to remember that.
It's beautiful at the present moment. The temperature is pretty good.
Good. And I'm glad you're validated, right? I like the idea that you didn't ask anything specific. I don't have to know the specifics, nor does anybody on this program, though they might. I'll tell you what, a secret. They're probably listening to see if you're going to say it. But it's good that you know. It's the feeling of being validated to say, well, this guy knew and he was all the way in America, so he must know. It's still not, right? I'm no one and I'm everyone at the same time. It's you. You are the one that's validating. And obviously, if this validates you and gives you a little bit more courage to stand your ground, then so be it. Then I've done my service today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lynn.
Thank you.
Again, it's that connection we talk about. I did that little thing in the real life metaphysical shop, right? In Cedar Rapids. Yeah, keep dropping it. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Our friends together, as we were reading each other's cards, no judgment. No one said that there was right or wrong or you had to do this. It was, this is how I'm feeling. This is, I want a good intention for whatever that to come out to be. And whatever that is, everybody that we went around still had the same group intention of the red ball on the white table with so many people in the room. That full picture came out. And as long as that full picture comes out in that reading, that's supposed to be validated, and that's true. I have in Maryland, USA, Phyllis in Parksville. How are you, Phyllis?
Fine, and how are you?
I am very well, and I'm very healthy, and I hope you are too. In this sure evening here in the USA. So if you've been listening, I can read any different way. You can ask a question specifically, or we can go whatever comes up. That is completely up to you. It is your time.
Okay. I have problems with my children. They don't talk to me, and I haven't done anything to them. Now, the one daughter came over for Easter, but I haven't heard from her since. Am I going to hear from her again?
That's a good, valid question. So I made sure I pulled this while you're asking, so then you can actually see what this means. This card here, reversed, happens to be the Four of Cups, and it's reversed. Normally, Four of Cups has to do with the heart, and then normally it has to do with something of being ignored or dissatisfied with. Like, I have plenty here, but it's not enough, or it's not even that it's not enough. It just doesn't suit me anymore, which would be, like you're saying, the daughter not talking to you, but it's reversed. So there is a feeling here of a bug trying to take a big giant fangs and eyes, not evil or anything, just a bug taking a big bite out of life, this big giant apple or what have you this is. That represents a difference. That means there's an attraction or an interest again. So I have a feeling that there's an interest involved in speaking again at some point. And I'm going to pull a second card to make sure that I'm valid here. And here's the issue, since I don't know what exactly happened. The feeling that I'm feeling of is this King of Wands. See, it looks almost like an eye and horns and a smile. Like, I call this the golden mug smile. This is the great grandfather that laughs all the time. This coming in here is telling me there is an energy of wanting to connect. There's a want there. There is that feeling of, I want to be family again. I want to be. The problem here is that, again, the action of, again, coming out of that and biting, it's not happened yet. So there's a feeling of maybe forgiveness or being misunderstood, or the feeling of, again, of somebody understanding someone else's perspective first. Now, that can be yours and that may be hers, but I know for sure on her side, I'm definitely feeling a want to come back together. And as I show this in reverse, this is your Eight of Wands. These look like arrows that are coming down onto the moon, but they're falling from the sky. It's just a lack of, I don't know if you've ever heard a phrase like, sometimes kids need a kick in the pants. They need a little bit of push. Right. They don't feel like they can just come to you and say, and this has a lot to do with age. I don't know her age here, but it doesn't matter. You can be in your 60s and still not learn it yet. But a lot of it has to do with understanding that, hey, all I have to do, we're family. If I come back and ask for forgiveness, that should be enough, right? If I'm wrong, I should say I'm wrong. If I'm right, maybe sometimes I let for the better opportunity say I'm not right, and just for the family's sake, come back. That's the feeling of there's a disconnection there, or a feeling of not being accepted. Does that sound complete? There's some kind of, there's a riff there, obviously, but there is a want to come back. There is a feeling of, I want that home. I want to feel like it used to be, but the action part has not happened. And as I tell people, when there's not an action, somebody has to react. Somebody on that side is going to have to make a difference. And if it's not them, you may be still waiting. It may have to be you. It depends on who needs that greater. Now, knowing that situation, knowing that opportunity is there, you have to decide whatever has happened, whatever it is, ultimately, she's still my daughter. And ultimately, this, as this one says, the Knight of Wands. Remember, I had a King of Wands. Now this is the Knight, a younger version of the Wands in the court. A very hot-headed, frowny face, big head of fire. Means sometimes we say things we don't always mean. And it doesn't matter even what the words are. They can be very descriptive. They can be very hurtful, but we really don't mean. That's not the basis of what we actually mean. What we're trying to just be is understood. And sometimes it could have been this situation blew up because her perspective was not heard or validated, and maybe yours wasn't. Here comes the break. But there's still a longing to connect. There's still a longing to want to make this somehow just never have happened, and let's just go back to how we used to be before. So knowing knowledge, this is the tough decision. You are the maker of your own story. Yes, your daughter's in your story, but this is your perspective from your viewpoint and how you want your story to end. Are you going to wait for her to come around? Maybe, or knowing that she might be hurt, that's an advantage. That's on a battle of warfare or on the battlefield of love and family. Knowing what the other person feels will give you an advantage. And that means, how do I approach this? Do I approach this with a bigger heart and let bygones be bygones? Or maybe I can't completely forget it, but I can forgive. And unfortunately, you made me feel this way, and I made you feel that way. Let's agree to even disagree at some point, but for the sake of the family, for the sake of love, maybe even grandkids involved or something of that nature, let's let bygones be bygones, because life is short.
Right. Well,
sounds similar.
I invited her over for Easter dinner, and she came over, and we had a nice visit, but I haven't heard from her since.
So there was pleasantries, right? So you went through the pleasantries of the holiday. Is there children involved? Is there grandkids?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
great grandkids.
There's pleasantries. And if I'm right, this is the tingle feel here. So again, here's that temperance card. And I'm going to show you to you upright. It's not upright, but I'm going to show you to you what it actually looks like. It looks like a face blowing a wind beneath the wings of a bat or a dragon or something here. That's what temperance is. Wind beneath my wings, I call this card. Means for temperance, for balance, it's hot and cold. It's anger and love. You're going to have to sometimes ask for forgiveness or ask for assistance, but it's reversed. Again, it's that feeling of wanting someone to reach the other side. Now, you probably did having them over, but if the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, sometimes they're stubborn. Sometimes they need that a little extra. And that's where I'm going to ask you as the grandmother and ask you as the mother, you may have to go above and beyond. You have to knowing this, that she may not be aware of, and she may be going through that for the sake of the kids, for the sake of the family. Maybe I have to go above and beyond. And I'm telling you, I've said this in a program before. It's not that you're wrong or right, but you may have to bow down and say, you know what? I accept that. I see your perspective. I will try not to do that again that way. Maybe I just want to be heard as well, but I completely hear you. And let's still be together as a family. Let's still make sure these grandkids have grandparents. Let's make sure that you still have a mother in your life. I want to be part of this because life is short. That's a lot of knowledge, and that's a lot of power to bring back into a situation, knowing that they really, I've seen people, the very end, push away. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you. And then they're gone and they cry their eyes out saying, I wish we had more time. I wish we'd have been together. I wish. This is even on the other side. This is what other mediums are saying too. This is what other spirits sometimes come. I've connected with my father at one time that wasn't really treating my mother right when she passed early from cancer. And unfortunately, when she passed, he regretted everything. And now that he's on the other side and I actually got to connect to him, that was one of the first things he said is, I'm completely sorry for how I treated your mother. And I would have never, ever put that past him to be that way and say, you actually want forgiveness? You really did wrong? I guess you're seeing the light. we don't want to go to that extreme. The idea, knowing that is, you have to think they don't always know better. It's a different world now. People are texting when they're sitting right next to each other. Phyllis, they're texting each other when they're in the same room. They don't understand. You and I probably grew up where we had long conversations on phones. We went and met each other in person. We had group things together, or family outings. Sound familiar?
Yep.
They don't do that anymore. That's non-existent.
Not at all.
Kids don't know, even though you raise them, the society and the school don't understand. They hurt, and they don't know why they hurt inside. Why am I hurting inside? Why am I not able to connect with my mom? And why are we blowing up like this? And sometimes they need a teacher, somebody that's higher up, to come up and say, you know what? I'm going to show you how to do it. Sometimes you just cut your losses, and this is more important. I want the grandkids to learn a lesson here. I want you to learn a lesson, and I'm learning a lesson along the way. This is more important. So yes, good idea that you brought them over to the Easter meal, right? That's a good reaching olive branch. But ultimately, they are a page of wands. They are a child. They have all this energy at their feet and none in their head. They have no experience. It's all potential. They don't know what to do with it because they haven't gone through it. She may still be a new mother. How many kids did you have?
I had 4. I'm 74 years old.
And she's had how many?
She's had 4.
Okay, so there you go. But she's also at a younger age. There is some learning involved. Some people can go through and they don't understand completely, or they have. You can have your own child turn on you, and you think you did everything right, and you probably did. And it just has to do with society, has to do with that child. It's called the black sheep. It's a part of thing that happens ultimately in families. But again, going back to that, we still know she does want to reach out. She might not have the tools to understand that. She might be having a difficulty dealing with that with her own kids. And that is going to be your opportunity to train, wrong word, not train, to teach and show by example the grandkids and your daughter how it's to be done while you're still here on earth. If anything, that's something they'll remember. It might be tough, and it probably will be, and there'll be some words exchanged and energy exchanged, but ultimately, this is something you're going to probably have to do if this means something to you.
Right. Okay, we'll do.
It's a tough thing, right? But I'm telling you, yes. I feel it on her end. I don't have to show you the card again, but the feeling is I want to connect, but the arrows aren't landing. Remember I showed you the arrows are not landing. That's telling me the energy, she doesn't understand how to make that amends. It might be just simple as just talking and forgetting like it never happened, and then making a phone call, picking up a phone call, or showing up again, but they don't know. They don't know. Sometimes you have to go a little above and beyond and prove that and show by example. That's the best teaching way, is to go show by example. They'll remember that, and they'll teach that to the grandkids as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I hope you have a non-eventful next couple days of weather, because weather's been crazy everywhere here. But I also really hope that you make that connection. I hope that don't be determined. It took us years in some of my family. Unfortunately, I had to wait till my father passed before I made amends with him. But I was able to make amends with my other side of the family very early, and I'm glad I did while they're still alive. That's right. There's a difference there. I'd always choose the other when they're alive, every single time if I could. And that's the battle you have to think. If it's worth it to you, it'll be worth it to be that example. And it's not going to be an easy one.
Okay.
Phyllis, you have a good evening.
Thank you. You too. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Sure. It's a tough pill to swallow, right? I'll be the first one. I've gone through this too. I've had to go through a little example, and I won't call anybody out, but I had 2 families. I had my personal family that I could not make amends while my father was alive. He's passed now. I've clearly had him come through making amends with me, that I completely forgive him. And I know on my mom's side I've connected to. On the other side, I've had people that are alive and some that are not, and some I've let go, some friends I've let go, some family I'm still holding on to. And there's reasons for that. And I'm glad that those connections are still alive and well, or connected the way they are. And there's always new opportunities to make new friends and new opportunities to make new acquaintances. Even though I've been married over 30 years with my wife, I'm still always looking for that friend of a guy that we go hang out and do things together. I'm still looking for that comrade at work, or that team member that we get along and see things on a business level. There's always the want of that connection, and any part of your life. It doesn't have to just be family. And always look for those opportunities that are available. Always look for an opportunity to make amends if you can. And remember, there are going to be some that you still have to let go and just not return to, because you might not be capable of doing it emotionally or physically or monetarily at this point. Some things they just keep repeating, and it's above and beyond something that you could do. So I will close with saying, please, if you'd like to continue this conversation on a reading level, you can go to www.mynamesototaro.com, where I have my Facebook. I'm very open around on Facebook and very fluent around on some of the other social medias as well. But you can always get a hold of me, friend me, and talk about tarot, things of that nature. I do free readings like this, but I also do very inexpensive readings on sototaro.com. And if you like my cards, you can look at Soto Tarot. You can look at gamecrafter.com/games/sototaro. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, a better evening, and a wonderful night as well. Take care.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is astrology and psychic reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D, for this segment. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So this week, what we've got coming up with the new moon. So we do have a new moon that is in Leo. So that is happening today. It happened this morning so it was 11 past 5 a.m. That's my time in Sydney. So this is actually a pretty good new moon. I haven't seen one as positive as this for a long, long time. So we do have the moon and sun in tri to Saturn. We also have a sextile to Uranus and then a tri to Neptune. I always feel like the tries, anything positive to Neptunes, I feel like that really helps you to see through the fog, see through people's lies or people who are trying to manipulate you. Positive things for Saturn, I feel like it's about resilience and helping you to get through problems, because Saturn is a planet of problems. So any problems that come your way, it's not going to affect you as much, and you're going to be quick thinking, or know how, I even feel like maybe even know how to negotiate your way through issues that are coming up. So I really see that as a positive aspect. And then the sextile can bring up some unexpected events or something unexpected, but it could be something that's very positive because it's sextile. So when the planet's in sextile, it is about being more positive than negative. We do also have the sun and the moon is going to be opposing Pluto during this new moon. So it is bringing about an ending. And when I saw that last night, I was thinking about, oh, there must be some kind of ending, or I am thinking death actually. And then I woke up this morning to hear the news of Hulk Hogan. So it's very sad to hear that passing. I am a secret wrestling fan. So, and I did have a feeling last night that we would hear of someone kind of passing with that, because Pluto does rule death, but it also can be an ending of something, but also a rebirth as well. So I knew something was going to come up with that. So that part, not so positive. But we have these other aspects that are positive to help you reach your goal, reach your targets. I feel like it's about, even though it's in Leo, I do feel like this is about setting boundaries, setting intentions. I do feel like it's about having that confidence. It could be also about having the sort of ego as well. We've still got that Neptune and Saturn, even though they're both retrograding, we still have them sort of infused together. So they're about like a little bit degree apart, but they're still together, causing the conflict and issues that they got going on there. In Aries, so like leaderships around the world, we are seeing that too coming up. So what else we got coming up this week? We also have we've got the 29th. We've also got this Venus going to be in a sextile to Chiron. That is also helping us through relationships. So this is anything that's could cause you great deal of pain or issues. It's really helping you through that. We do have some squares to Venus this week. So we do have the node. We do have Neptune. We have Saturn and we have Mars. So, and because we're in a Mercury retrograde, just keep an eye on temper when it comes to finances and relationships, because that Mars and Venus square is going to cause a bit of frustrations and anger. And then I feel like it is about, I don't feel like it's about listening, but you might not want to listen to other people, what they have to say either with that, when we get over this new moon energy coming in. We've also got Chiron is going to start its retrograde on the 31st of the 8th. And then we've got Venus, which is moving into Cancer, and that is happening on the 31st as well. So Venus moving into Cancer it's more nurturing. It's about the fourth house, so it's about the family as well. You might be looking at redecorating your house with Venus in Cancer, or wanting to be there for your family. We are going to have a gift, so it will be conjuncting Jupiter at the end of the retrograde, which is extremely exciting. I'm looking forward to that transit when it comes up. It's going to be good for everybody. So, and then we've got, I've mentioned it. I think we've got, so we do have some things coming up this weekend, but the beginning of it, we do have this new moon energy, which is, I feel like, very positive. So let's go to the caller. So we have here Pam. So she's in Florida. So hi, Pam. Oh, sorry, Lucas in Pam Bay. Sorry. How are you, Lucas?
I'm doing all right. Been kind of going through some health issues recently, dealing with a bit of brain fog, and don't really know what's causing it.
Okay. All right. Let's just say I'm not a doctor. I was going to say I'm not a doctor when it comes to health, but I can see what I can see for you. But I've also got a lady here. She's holding up a big fluffy cat. And I'm not sure if you know anyone that's have a J name. It was like an auntie, but there's a Jane or J name starts with J at all. Her hair's not straight. Her hair's a bit curly, and she's quite a slim lady as well. But she's with me. She's been with me before I got on the call, and she has a fluffy cat with her. She's been holding a fluffy cat. I feel like she likes animals. Let's have a look.
Okay.
So she's saying that you know her. Okay, let's have a look here. So it's just I just feel like you're finding it really hard to concentrate and even like to sit still. It's like you don't know where you're going. But I just feel like, I don't know, a bit fidgety. with you as well, too? I also feel like it's like a sleep as well. You're not sleeping either. It's like a sleep.
Yes.
Okay. And I do get like tired. I feel like you're overthinking things as well. I feel like the doctor's going to be like they're not going to know what's wrong with you. Like I feel like I see them putting their hands up, saying they're not going to know. You might be having to look at it more of like a herbalist or someone more of that a natural like holistic healing. I don't feel like I don't know if it's to do with stress, but I just feel like there's a shortness of breath with you too. Or I don't know if it's like an anxiety thing it is, or like a panic attack, but it's something like an anxiety, but there's something about the breathing, and I just feel like it's just to do with stress or like an anxiety thing. Like it just feels
Yes.
uneasy as well. What star sign are you by any chance?
Star sign.
Yeah, so what's your birthday?
My birthday. I'm Aries. March 27th, 1992.
Okay, so you're in the beginning of Aries. Because I do astrology as well. I was thinking that this is like, and I was kept on getting kept on getting Neptune over the sun, and that's what you would have. You would have Neptune right over your sun with the Saturn. So basically, Neptune does put you in a bit of a brain fog, and it does put you like this. It seems like it's hard to sort of see where you're heading, and it also can does that transit can dissolve something in your life, but because it's mixed with Saturn, there could be maybe some problems, or there's been dissolving problems around you, or maybe you're just feeling a bit lost. That transit will either up later on in the year, but then it will come back over next year with you. That might be also contributing to why you're feeling the way that you are as well. I'm not really picking up exactly what's wrong with you. I was just getting Neptune over the sun. That's why I asked you what your birthday was. But I just feel like you'll see more clearly in a couple of months. I just feel like that you are quite a nurturer, and there's also a lot of pressure on around you. Like people want you to perform, or people want you to be the best that you can be, but it's like you're just needing help. And I feel like it's like someone to even to talk to as well. I also feel like maybe something about the libido could be playing up, and like a hormonal thing. I don't know. I keep on feeling like herbalist or someone that really can go in and investigate to see what's wrong. I just see doctors putting their arms up, saying we don't know what's wrong with you, and might be referring you to a psychologist or something. As I said, I'm not a doctor, but that's what I get when I tune in. But I feel like more you need like something that's going to balance everything for you, something that's going to be very gentle, not anything that's going to be too harsh. I just feel like this is not a forever thing, it's a cycle, but there's something, I feel like it's like a trigger here, like something that's happened with you that has triggered these emotions, these thoughts, these things that are coming up. But I feel like when we get, honestly, by the end, I know this is a bit long, but by the end of next year, you're going through this whole cycle of things, and you're back to normal. You're sort of bouncing back. Not to say that, it's going to be like this the whole time. I just feel like you'll be finished this cycle of having more clarity by the end of next year, I feel, with you as well. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I mean, could anybody be like psychically attacking me in any way?
Yeah, I don't really believe in that. It's not my
Okay.
I don't so look, thoughts, everything's energy, and its energy has thoughts. So if someone is thinking about you, or maybe, talking about you, you might be picking that up on an energetic level. So that's because everything is energy. And if you are intuitive, and you would be intuitive having Neptune over your sun, that also might even give you some psychic gifts with that transit. So you might be picking up something like that. But I feel like this is more like, if I was to look at your chart, I'd be able to see exactly what's wrong, where, and I could see where things are clearing up. I just know from where planets are that it is over your sun, or pretty much very close to it. I just feel like that this is more an anxiety on your part. Like, 'cause when you think about it, we're all human. We're all human souls, and a human can't have the power to, like, no one's got the power to put a curse on you or anything like that because we're all human. No one's like a superpower. We don't live not. So just remind yourself that too. Like, I believe in destiny. I believe we all have our own path. So you might be picking up someone's maybe thinking of not nice things about you, but it's energy. But I feel like there's something that you've got to deal with. I don't know. I just feel like look at more holistic. Even like if you can get a kinesiologist that looks at clearing things, that even may help you as well. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can just tell you what I see for you. That's what I see. But this lady really wants to say hi, and she's talking about mum's mum should be your grandmother, but this lady loves animals. She really likes animals, and she's really being persistent to talk to you. So I mean, if I can try and get a quick thing. She also there's this like a nice jewelry, like I feel like gemstones jewelry, like I see big gemstones as well. Like I feel like this is running in your grandmother had this too, but she really wants to say hi. I just don't know where she is, but I just feel like there's something about this fluffy cat as well. She hasn't shown me this fluffy cat, like a Persian. I see with her, so I'm not sure who she is. But I keep on hearing J. So I just feel like her name might start with J or a J sounding name. But I'll let you go, and thank you for calling in today.
Thank you for your help.
That's okay. So thank you, everyone. So if you want to contact me, and I have started my podcast, so Spiritual and Cosmic with Lady D, if you want to listen to my podcast. It's a very fast, I come up with some really good topics there. So if you want to connect with me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. My Facebook page is also Lady D Psychic Parties. My Instagram is Lady D as Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube is Lady D Psychic as well. So if you want to follow me, go on those platforms. And I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Hope you all have a fabulous weekend wherever you are. And happy new moon. So bye for now.